Greetings and welcome to Say What presents Comic Book Talks with Friends. How you guys doing out there? So happy to have you here with us tonight. Awesome panel, awesome group of individuals. I'm pretty sure we got an awesome group of individuals out there in the chat. It's going to be a good night. At least I think so. We are here to basically talk about DC fandom, everything that we actually witnessed over the weekend. Some highs, some lows, but again, we're here to basically make sure because we want to secure and we want DC to secure some type of win. So yeah, I'm definitely happy. So further ado, I'm going to bring in, amazing group of individuals, usual suspects, as well as a really good friend of mine. I'm glad he actually came in tonight. What's up, guys?
What's going on, good people?
Man?
What's going on, guys?
What's going on, man? So good to have everybody here. Vinny, what's going on with you, bro?
Not much, family. How you been, man? I'm just long day. I'm winding down and looking forward to just kicking it with the guys, talking about what all goodies DC had for us and whatever else is on the slate. I'm with it.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. Brendan, what's going on with you today, bro?
Not much, man. I've just been grinding, just been working, and still slogging through catching up on my comics. I haven't switched actually over to catching up on my DC. I've been doing mostly Marvel, but I kind of got the DC itch in the last couple of days, so I got to do that. Yeah, but yeah, I'm psyched.
That's good. That's good. So glad to have you, as always. We have a very special guest. We got the man himself, the man, the myth, the legend, Joe Lynch. What is going on with you tonight? I am so glad to have Lynch Designs on this show tonight, man. And you know what? Really, because because we actually streamed together last night on KG, Chalamet's channel, aka KG. Hey, he's a new person today. His name is KG. What is Flash? What is Flash? The guy who plays Flash.
Ezra Miller.
Yeah, KG Miller. That's his new name, KG Miller. So I know he's watching. So we got KG Miller in the building. But no, we were actually on his show last night, and we had a really good talk, man. A good chat about, it was pre-fandom, to this tonight's show, and like we got a lot in common when it comes to like comic book history and stuff that we collect, and also wanting DC to get a win. So again, it was great to actually share that panel with you last night. But yeah, man, we got a lot to talk about tonight. A lot of good, a lot of. At least I think it was a lot of good. Vinny, I know you don't watch trailers, bro, so I know this discussion is going to kind of be, you're going to wing it.
I'll navigate the seas.
Exactly. You'll navigate because you still know, we already know where you're coming from with it.
Yes, sir.
One particular character that I'm excited about that I bet you nobody in this panel and nobody out there in the chat world is going to guess what I'm most excited to see. There's a movie that I'm most excited to see that you are never going to guess, and I promise you. But anyway, we'll find out as we actually go. But yeah, like quite a couple of things that we want to talk about. But I want to, in a sense, address something first. I mean, I want to jump into one particular, because this has basically been like hot on the press. They talked about this a bit at Fandom. But I just want to get everybody's perspective. I know mine. Now, here's the thing. I want everybody out in the chat to have an open mind, as always. Be nice, be courteous. Like I said, I mean, we're a highly inclusive channel that we include all walks of life. We love everybody, no matter the color, creed, sexual connotation, anything. We want you here, you know what I mean? And we basically share that love for the community. So with that said, be nice, be courteous. If you have views, if you have, your opinions, just keep it civil. We don't want to make this a really tainted community. There's enough of that going on outside of this community. We don't want that here. Okay, so I'm going to bring this up, but I think it's interesting because I'm sort of like digging where a lot of things are going, and I know people have their own perspective on it, but I just thought that it was something that we need to really talk about because I know it is something that people have been talking about, and that's the current place where they're taking Jonathan Kent. We basically found out, you know, just last week, you know, that he's come out, you know, and he's representing. I think it for me, seeing something like this, and again, it's one of those things where we kind of live in it's a new world. It's a new world. You know what I mean? You might as well say like the world that we live in right now. It's like bridging the gap between the multiverses and the different universes and stuff like that. And we're finally seeing a level of inclusivity that we haven't seen in so long. And if this is the direction that DC is choosing to take, I'm all in for it, man. I have no problems with it. As long as you tell a good story. Marvel's been doing it for a long time. They've done it with Wiccan, and Hawkling. We've seen that. You know what I mean? So it's really nothing new. But it's just interesting to get the thoughts on the panel, because, like I said again, we are all about inclusivity here. But I know that people will have their opinions. Whether or not it's something that's being forced, or whether we just basically feel as though it is a place for it. So. Vinny, I'll start with you, man. What are your opinions on this, bro?
All right, well, let's buckle up, I guess. This is a super hot button topic in this country right now. A lot of attention has been drawn with Chappelle and the flack that he's got for comments in his special.
Yeah.
And the crux of his point was that we can have open discussion and a lot of debates and critical thinking and conversations when it comes to a lot of controversial hot button topics involving race in this country and a lot of other subjects. But it seems like when it comes to the LGBTQ and all that there's no room for anything other than extreme acceptance across the board. Like if there's any critical or if there's any backlash or if there's any second guessing, it's taken as hate, and that's a little unfortunate because I feel like that there are good ways to change a character's backstory if it's established, and there's good ways to introduce new characters, just like there's good ways to introduce a character's power set. It's a characteristic of that character, and there's good origins, there's sloppy origins, and we've seen origins change in movies, and sometimes it's like, oh, that makes sense, that's awesome, perfect.
Yeah.
We've seen race of a character in comic books change in some manners where it doesn't make sense. I feel like they just changed it to pander, and then we've seen other instances in which it's been a hit and makes perfect sense, like Miles, for instance.
Yeah.
So with this is one of those cases where we have two recent, I would guess, controversial changes in sexual connotation with Jonathan Kent, and we also had recently Timothy Drake.
Yeah.
I feel like Timothy Drake, in my personal opinion, was a little bit of a mishandling because he's been around for nearly 30 years and there's never been any kind of a hint that is what his coming out of the closet is a possibility. However, Jonathan is relatively new, and he was a child for almost all of his modern history.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have made sense to sexualize him in either way, straight or bi or gay. So this to me is one of those things where here's an opportunity, like we always say, why change this character when you can create a new one? This is a new character, and they're bringing him in that way. And I feel like Red Robin, Timothy Drake, whatever you want to call him, I feel like that was just straight up, like, no way around it. That was kind of pandering. This, I feel like, is a more organic introduction to diversity that is more along the lines of what the community, I would believe, would want to be represented as opposed to just feeling like, here, shut up now.
Yeah.
So sometimes it feels like it's like with Bobby Drake. I feel like it was like, here, will you shut up? And then there's other instances where I feel like it's done strongly and organically, and those are the stories that I feel like will stick and not be retconned or changed or bitched about. And I also like that it opens the door for other characters to be brought in, like, without,
Mm-hmm.
it all starts somewhere. But
Yeah.
if it starts on a poor foundation, it's going to be just criticized. If it starts with a strong foundation, then
Yes.
it opens up. Like I feel like if they had just made Miles Peter Parker's black now, we wouldn't see all the change that we've seen in Marvel for the past 10 years, 15 years since.
Yeah.
And this is, I feel like, them getting off on a better foot than they did with the Robin announcement. And it's something that, there's a lot of people out there who aren't represented, and that's not just Black, Indian, Native American,
Yeah.
Middle Eastern is that community too, and they deserve their to see themselves in comics just like everyone wants to see themselves in comics. So I think it's, in this instance, a good thing, and I'm happy to see what they got coming next.
Yeah, definitely. And good points, bro. Good points all around, man. Brendan, what you think, bro?
Yeah, so I've heard a lot of people's takes on this in the last couple of days, and from people that I respect and that I differ with on this front. But that's good to, because they're people that I respect and they have a different opinion that I don't necessarily share, but it helps me keep an open mind. So I've enjoyed having those conversations the last couple of days.
Yeah.
And perfect case is, I agree with a lot of what Vinny said, but I also disagree with a handful of key points too. I think one of the powerful elements of taking a character that's been around for a while, like a Tim Drake, okay, like 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 Bobby Drake, but like Iceman, okay, is that so many people have kind of, gay, bisexual, transgender, whatever, have had to kind of live in the closet, live in the shadows for that's become such a massive part of their life and their life experience as gay or lesbian or whatever the term may be for a particular situation. That it makes sense to me that there are going to be long-standing characters that have kept that part of their lives hidden because they were afraid, even as superheroes, to let that part out. I mean, you think about, kind of like the modern real-world superheroes. You think about, the NFL and these massive, hulking, athletic figures that, I mean, we're just now seeing some of these guys actually come out, while they're still playing the game. You'd have a couple come out here and there after they retired, but very, very few up until recently where they were coming out and they were still in the locker rooms.
Yeah.
So having a character like Tim, like Red Robin, having a character like Iceman, an Omega level character,
Yeah.
one that's been around for 60 years, all right? That was one of the original X-Men coming out. And I think the way that they handled his coming out with the original 5 X-Men coming forward in time and having the young Bobby Drake kind of almost out the older one and them having to deal with that, I thought that was brilliantly done. The way they did that, I thought it was amazing. And I think having these established characters at some point come out shows that, they've been living that part of their lives in the shadows or not being, truthful and open because they had those fears. And that's a real thing that people are dealing with right now and have been for a long time. And I think that's representative of that culture right now and something that they've had to struggle with. And so I think it's empowering when you see a character that you maybe you're growing up reading comics and you're a big X-Men fan and you like Iceman and you're gay, but you were having a hard time coming out to the world about that. And then you see that character go through that story arc. I think that can be really empowering for a lot of young people or even older people who haven't really been able to come out the way that they want. So for that, I think there's actually a good time for a lot of, I think there's a lot of value in established, long-standing characters having those types of story arcs. Yes, you have to worry about, like, people will look at certain things as pandering, and it's like, I just had a conversation the other night with somebody who was like, it's just like constant, like every character has to now, be gay or bi or trans or it's just too much. And it's like, when you look at the actual percentage of characters that they've had, that have had that element, that have come out or, have been revealed as gay or bisexual or whatever it may be, it may seem like a lot because we've been having more of it happen than ever before. But if you look at the percentage of that versus the percentage of characters that we have in this comic book zeitgeist, it's a very small percentage. And it's, much in the same way that, like, look, growing up reading comics, I got to read about characters that all looked like me, gorgeous. But I mean, no, but they like it. They're all these white superheroes. Okay, back when I had hair, it was like kind of dirty blonde. There were a lot of white blonde superheroes. All right, there were far fewer superheroes that looked like you, Lael. All right, there are far few superheroes that represented diversity, and so I have tons of them to look at. All right, but a lot of other people don't have as many that they can look to and really relate to those characters. And, when they say it's like, oh, we'll just, create new characters, it's like, well, you know how hard it is for a new character to catch, though? In comics, there are tons of characters that have failed over the last 50, 60, 70 years, all right? It's catching lightning in a bottle is not easy. And so the argument of, well, just create a new gay character, that doesn't necessarily mean that character is going to catch on and that we're going to be able to foster those types of conversations and diversity that we need to embrace. Because if that character doesn't take off, then one, that character doesn't take off, so you're not going to have that conversation. Or some people might be like, oh, see, people don't want to see a gay character or this or that, and that's not necessarily the case. So I just think that there's a lot of value in having some established characters do that. And I think when we start having this, like, all right, but slow it down. Does every character have to be changed? Their race or their gender or their sexual orientation? And it's like, it's not happening to every character, but think about how many characters you have that you can look at and relate to, and then look at the person of color next to you or the gay person next to you, and now let's count how many characters they have that they can specifically see themselves in. And we realize that there's not that much of a balance there. It's pretty imbalanced, and in that case, I think maybe we can be a little bit less like, oh, this is all just pandering, or this is all just like create a new character. That's just my opinion. I just think that, I just think that we need to be a little bit more aware of the actual struggle that people are going through, to then realize that we have a chance to emulate that and give them something that they can relate to, that we've had that they haven't had.
Yeah. That's the truth. Lynch, in everything that you said, bro, like, was pretty much on point, Brendan. Lynch, before you go really quick, I just want to address the chat really quick. Malik McBain with the $5 super chat, may the 1/6 scale and peace and love be with everyone. Thank you for that. We had another super chat here, Lynch, who's actually on the panel right now. Shout out to the family in the chat. You guys are amazing. Hit that like button. Yes, definitely hit the like button. We got Aiden Loftus in here. 6 Scale Mafia. What's up, my guy? Tobar, Alvin J, Mike Fiella. We got Rodrigo over here from New Zealand. Thank you for stopping through. We got Bob Dylan in the building. My man, Bob Dylan. Jay Martinez. We got Jetto Patrol in the building. He said, how much did you have to bribe? I didn't have to do much at all. That's my guy. We had Bad Fish 5447 in the building. Chi-Town Cyclone, Cylon in the building. JC, we got, let me see here. My baby Latoya is in the building. We have KG the Collector is in the building. How you doing, KG? We have, let's see here, Big Collectors in the building. Louis Labitz is in the building. Riley Ramirez is in the building. Six Scale Reviews is in the building. We'll actually have them on the show on Wednesday. Wednesday is going to be an interesting discussion because we're going to take a lot of this over to there, and it's going to be called Diversity in Collecting. So that's going to be a huge show. Two Ferns. We got my man Vinny in here just replying to everybody. Shout out to Vinny. You know what I mean? The man with the room.
Keeping it going, man. Yes,
Isaac
sir.
Finstad in the building. Dockinator the third. Isaac Finstad. Let me see who else we got in here. Funky Coke Santa is in the building. So good to have you here. Saya Dream. We got we got quite a few in here. I just want to make sure I didn't miss everybody. Yeah, everybody who's here. I think we actually got everybody. But yeah, Lynch. Joe, what's going on, man? Like, how do you feel about this? I'm sorry. We got Luminar. She's in the building. Joe Mama 007 is in the building. Thank you for coming through. But yeah, Lynch, what you think about this, bro?
I mean, I pretty much agree with everything that Brennan had just said. It's a very small percentage when you look at it as a whole, and you look at all the comic book characters that are out there, whether
Yeah.
it's MCU or DC, right? It's
Yeah.
a very, very small number.
Yeah.
I
Very
have a
much
lot of
so.
friends that take issue with this,
Yeah.
and um, and from the perspective that they take, that it's not necessarily um, the fact that he is coming out as gay. It's he's an existing character, and
Yeah.
they made him come out. And to me, that didn't bother me because there's so many kids out there or adults that are struggling with this, and
Yes.
they need to come out, right?
Yes.
So to me, this is an important story to tell, and there's not enough of this, and I'm all on board. I mean, I come from a military family, and I have two gay uncles,
Mm-hmm.
and they both conveyed to me how difficult it was growing up just in the household that that my grandfather had. And then I remember my uncle saying that he needed to talk to me, and he was really shaken up, and I was like, "Hey, what's going on?"
Yeah.
He goes, "I just wanted to let you know that I'm a little bit different, and I don't want you to judge me."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay." And he goes, "I'm gay." And I go, "I know." And he goes, "What?" I go, "Uncle James, I always knew."
You know what I
You know,
mean?
you know what I mean? And it doesn't change how I feel about you
Yeah.
at all. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Right.
But what he wrestled with
Yeah.
internally, and he said it took me years to want to talk to you about this because I didn't know how you were going to react.
Yeah.
And I go, "It doesn't change a damn thing, dude.
Yeah.
We're family, and I love you, and
Yeah.
everything's fine." But just to see the struggle that he was dealing with before he talked to me makes me think that we need more of this um, in storytelling, period. Because there's so many people struggling. I have
Yeah.
a handicap. I have high functioning autism. So
Yeah.
for me to be on this show is super hard because I can't always articulate um, everything that I'm trying to say in a
Gotcha.
conversation.
Yeah.
But by doing this and getting out of my comfort zone, it allows me to communicate with like-minded people and get
Yeah.
better at speaking and
Yes.
conveying my emotions.
Yeah.
That's why I'm doing this.
Yes.
And so with that being said, I can sort of relate. I'm not gay, but I can relate to being trapped in your own body
Yeah.
Mhm.
and not being able to, you know, tell somebody exactly how you feel about something.
Yeah.
And it's super difficult.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm all for this. I have zero issues with it. I can see both sides on like a long established character being rewritten or retconned.
Yeah,
But then again, there's so many people out there that this is their story.
exactly.
So I'm all for it, and I think there should be more of it to be more inclusive and more welcoming.
That's a
Exactly.
powerful personal example that you just offered up too.
Yeah,
It's like
Yeah.
definitely.
where you
Well
had a
said,
family
Joe. We all
member
love
who-
you, man.
Yeah, where you
we
had a family
definitely love you
member
for that,
who
bro.
didn't know how you'd react when you knew all along.
Right.
Think about how many kids are out there right now that are grown up reading comic books and they talk about comics all the time and stuff. And one friend is gay but hasn't come out because he's afraid how the other one is going to respond.
Right.
But if they're reading comics like this and they see these characters and his buddy is like, this character is awesome, has no problem with it, reading the books, enjoying the books, that's going to give that kid that kind of courage or that boost to be like, well, if he's not judging him, then maybe he won't judge me, and then he'll be able to come out. You know, it's making that easier for kids to be able to do that, for adults to be able to do that.
Yeah.
That's
I
where
agree.
that's the benefit of
Yeah.
telling these stories. That's why I think the Bobby Drake story, you know, with Iceman that they did in the last couple of years was so well done.
Yeah.
Because they basically had the younger version of Bobby Drake essentially out the older version, and the older version was pissed off because he was like, "You just did this, and I've been
Violated?
hiding this." What's that?
Violated though.
Yes. Well, that's a slippery slope because they're technically the same person. So, I completely understand. Whereas if it was like I had a friend and I outed him, that would not be cool. But this was a thing where he was living his truth. And I mean, I've never personally had an experience where I had an older or younger version of myself next to me that my actions would then impact. So that's, you know, but I do understand what you're saying on that aspect, Vinny. But like, to me, it was just the way it was done. But that was also because the older Bobby Drake did feel violated. He was upset. And then they both had to figure out how to move forward and deal with that situation. And I thought it was really powerful storytelling. Whichever way you come down on what was right and what was wrong about how he did it, it was powerful storytelling.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think
it obviously served its purpose in cutting through the complaints that they knew they were going to get of why hadn't he said something all this time, and he's been dating girls all this time, and even within his own head and his own narrative that we get as a viewer, readers get to see that they're not even having these thoughts. Whereas, as Lynn said, like usually if there's someone in your family that comes out, we all know it, and yet when you're reading a comic where there's been a character who's been around for years, they haven't shown anything, so it's not like the reader knows and it's just him coming out in the story. This is that this Iceman thing was a kind of a workaround for them to try to kind of explain it so they didn't get that backlash. But I feel like that is a slippery slope with that kind of character. How I'm saying, my point is kind of like with Jonathan, I feel like there isn't that kind of gray area. He was too young to have been sexualized either way up until now. Now that he's older, it doesn't feel like, oh, we're just saying this character's been around and here's how we're getting around that. It's just that's who he is. Let's go from there. And so I feel like it's they have such a hard problem with, like you said, coming up with characters that are new to put into this world, and so many fail that the get around is changing an existing character. But here's a perfect way to change an existing character, someone who was too young to even give a connotation to until now, and then it makes sense. So
yeah,
I
get that, but like, I'm sorry, Lale, I just want to throw this one thing out on the point of like them not having kind of, I don't know, maybe laid the groundwork, or like there weren't, hints or things like that Bobby Drake was gay, and it was so it felt kind of sudden to a lot of people. I personally know people who are gay that if they didn't tell you, you wouldn't know. Like you can't just look at him and be like, oh, he's gay. Like you wouldn't.
I'm not
know.
saying that that's not a blanket statement that everyone.
I just mean that like reading
obvious.
Comics is not the same. Even though we grow up and we feel like we know these characters.
I'm talking about how in a comic setting, there's secrets that characters have that they share with the viewer that people in their life don't know.
In their world that really
And
doesn't
you know what I
know.
mean? So there's secrets
So
that they
Inner
have, and they share
monologue
with the
and stuff,
viewer
like,
in,
yeah.
in narration. My point is, Marvel had to work around Bobby not sharing that with the reader or in his own mind, like Spider-Man, or we've seen it on virtually every character. Batman thinking to himself as he's waiting on a rooftop or whatever. So we know these characters better than people in their world do because they're narrating their story. So this was them working around. Why didn't he ever have these thoughts or share this with the viewers? That was their workaround. I'm saying, like with Jonathan, you didn't have to come up with a workaround, like having his younger self suppress it or whatever. I'm saying that they didn't have to do that with Jonathan. So I'm saying that it felt more organic. They didn't have to come up with a plausible reason for it to have not been mentioned before for 70 years.
I think so. Here's my thing, like I said, because I want to move on to the next topic. I think we spent a lot of time on this one, which was good because it was a serious topic, and I think it was something that was needed. When it comes to this, and again, because I am all for inclusive from every spectrum. You know what I mean? And I hear people constantly talking about, oh wow, here we go again. Here we go again. Here's basically a narrative that's thrown out there because they're trying to make a statement, this, that, and the third. No, here's the thing. I have a niece, who is part of the LGBTQ community. She came out at a young age, and she was, quite aware of who she was at a young age. Now, she, is married. She has a wife, and they're doing very well. She's not only dealing with the simple fact that, she's part of the community, but she's also dealing with the simple fact that she's the first in this city, the first black female mechanic, okay, that owns a shop. So this is what she's basically dealing with on both sides. The scrutiny of not only just being part of that community, but also the scrutiny of being a black female who's a mechanic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
the thing is, what people have to realize that everyone has a voice. Everyone has their own personal struggles. But just like, Gina said, homosexuality has been around for centuries. It's been around for decades. It's been around since the world has been turning. You know what I mean? This isn't something that's new. It's just that right now a statement is being made because we're dealing with inclusivity. And to have these stories that are told through comics, it is a great way. It's a good way to help a lot of kids, teenagers who are in school struggling with their identity and their sexuality and don't know how to come out. And the only way that they know how to identify with these things is by reading these books, following this particular narrative, feeling as though, these books have given them a voice. Places like this, the community that we created, gives people voices. No matter who you are welcome. And I think that has to be stressed. That literally has to be stressed. So when I saw this, I looked at it, and I looked at it from two different vantage points. I looked at it from being a black man, living in a society where right now my own culture isn't really accepted the way they should, but we're still fighting for that. We're making slight headways, but we're still under attack. But also looking at it from the simple fact that, okay, there are kids out there, children. I'm talking about kids each day. The percentage, they said what right now, almost 40-something%. That is a high percentage of individuals right now committing suicide because they aren't being identified or they're afraid for people to know who they are. That's a high percentage. And that is terrible because we need a space where these people can feel welcomed. That's all and the thing is, to have this platform that's been established, to have Jonathan Kent, a character from a well-known, pretty much one of the first superheroes of all and one of the greatest of all time, you know what I mean, that this is his son that comes out this particular way, and this it's perfect. It's the perfect opportunity that an individual who can identify with their sexuality and come out and they can bring it out in this way. It's very special. So for people who are reading this and looking at these things and they're quick to jump and say, you know what? No, this is DC and Marvel. No. everyone has a voice in a space and they want to be heard, and it's the perfect opportunity and the perfect way to tell it. If you don't like it, that's fine. Opinions are accepted, but don't scrutinize a person. Don't bully an individual for being who they are and if they want to have a space. So I'm just telling everybody the reason why I put this up, because like I said, it was a very, very controversial conversation that was last week, and I'm putting it on this show to let everybody know that you are all welcome. You are welcome here. No matter the color, creed, sexuality, it doesn't matter. You have a voice. You're welcome here. You can speak. Even if you decide that you want to come on the show and talk about certain things, you can. Lynch, I applaud you, bro. And I'm sitting up here trying to hold back tears when you were talking, because I'm like, yo, that means so much to me that you're willing to come on this show, knowing what you deal with on a daily basis, and you have the strength and the courage to deal with it the way you have. And quite frankly, bro, you articulate things better than some people that I know. Literally. Like, it's phenomenal and it's brilliant. And I'm so happy that I can give you a space and that you have a place that you can always feel free to come to, bro. So for that, I love you, man. You're my brother always, and I'm glad you're basically here. So everybody out there, like I said, man, just listen. Again, you have a space. We love you. We love each other. And even though our opinions may not match up, the good thing about it is we can talk about it and remain friends and still socialize and just enjoy this, bro. So
The
glad
value.
yeah.
Sorry, Leah. I just wanted to throw one thing too. The other value that I didn't mention earlier is just that with these characters, all the different characters that we have in DC and Marvel, it's a great opportunity for relevant storytelling, in that my experience in life is going to be different from yours, Layout, because I'm a white man, you're a black man. We have different things that we're going to deal with. Not every gay person is the same. So there's going to be a difference in the life experience of a white gay woman and a black gay man. Okay, and an Asian trans person. Like there's it's like all these shades. There's so many different experiences. And when people are like, oh, enough with like all these, characters coming out or this and that, it's like, well, man, I mean, when you think about it, we don't have anywhere near enough right now, because the experience that people have, there's so many different iterations of it based on the culture that they're in right now, the color of their skin, their religion, their sexual orientation. There's so many different permutations that we have an opportunity in comics to tell all of those stories in so many different ways. And so, yeah, I think there needs to be more of it.
Yeah,
Shout out to both Marvel and DC for
absolutely,
whether it's working or it's not, they're throwing stuff out there to see. They're learning too. Like society 100%. On a whole is getting used to the fact that there's communities and races and creeds that were always there, and now it's kind of like enough is enough. Let's all really love each other instead of just saying so. And
exactly.
I feel like in many different types of media, a lot of different types of mediums media are trying to finally show that and really include everyone. And there's going to be ways it works and ways it doesn't. But the most important thing is that everyone is trying. Like, there's not going to be, an overnight across the board, everyone's happy on anything, So that's never going to happen, whether it's a new power for Superman or a new sexual orientation for Superman. So what's important is that they're trying to move with the times instead of staying stagnant and just feeling like there's only one way to write a comic book. And that's the most important part, is they're moving on.
Definitely. So with that said, I'm glad to have everyone here. Shout out to everybody in the chat who was very respectful. And pretty much we're here to show each other support. So everyone's welcome, and I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad that we were able to talk about that. So let's move on to let's just bring it up a bit. Like not like that one wasn't, upbeat, because I'm so glad we had a space to talk about it. But let's talk about this fandom, man. Let's talk about pretty much one of the first snippets that we saw. Now, Vinny, you didn't see this. So
I've seen a lot of stills from the weekend. So, yeah. But go ahead and talk about what you got to talk about. It's different hearing it and you guys talk about it than seeing it. I'm good. I'll navigate.
Put it this way. Put it this way, bro. If you were worried about trailers giving away anything, you should have watched.
Don't have to worry.
You don't have to worry about it. Fandom would have been something that you would appreciate it because they didn't show. They didn't give shit.
They did. I've seen enough from stills to know they get. You gotta understand. Like we've talked about this, man. Even the tone, just even seeing just how people are gonna look, man. That's still a lot to me, which is good though. But I love that they didn't decide to blow their whole wad. DC does that. DC does that a lot. Like I swear, like we probably seen the whole Batman versus Superman before it came out in the trailers. They had like 18 4-minute trailers. So if they didn't give everything away in fandom, then great.
Yeah. So this trailer dropped. Well, not even a trailer. It was a snippet that basically dropped. It was a small teaser. It was probably like what, 10 seconds? Like a teaser.
It was more than it was like about 45 seconds that was edited out of like one scene. It was all from one little piece. It wasn't from like spread out through the movie because they just started post production. Sorry.
And that's what they wanted to kind of put out there to kind of let people know that it was just. But for what they shown, and The Rock was really. The thing is, what I'm really happy about. And Joe, we talked about this yesterday, is that it was The Rock's enthusiasm. The Rock's enthusiasm that he basically, this is his brainchild. This is his baby, something that he's been invested in for a few years now. I mean, we talk about a few years now, but
10 years he's been trying to get this.
And he's basically been highly invested in this. And like I said, what I do love about it, I love the look, I love the mood, I love the simple fact that he has, a lot of heart in this particular project. And like we talked about, Joe, yesterday, the simple fact that we're getting this film, but also we're getting a lot of inclusivity in this film. Like we're getting, Hawkman. We're getting, Dr. Fate. Yeah, bro. We're getting, Atom Smasher. We're getting so many characters. So, Joe, like, what do you think? I mean, like when it comes to, what we saw yesterday.
Just in the short clip that we saw, it had a tone.
Yeah.
And it resonated. It resonated. And like he disintegrated a dude.
Yeah.
It was like dead serious.
Yeah.
And you could tell, the story of Black Adam having the weight of his people on his shoulders.
Yeah.
So that came through in that little piece.
Yeah.
And I am very hopeful because of the diversity in this film and the Shazam film. It's diverse across the board. Yeah. And it welcomes everybody.
Yeah.
And I am so looking forward to this. And the only thing that I would want from this is that I hope Dwayne is playing Black Adam and not The Rock.
Exactly.
That's all I ask. But this looks amazing to me.
Yeah.
And if we don't get a Hawkman figure,
right? Straight up. I feel you on that. Brendan, you saw this, bro. Like, I mean, the thing is like, cause I was so back and forth this weekend. Like I was watching this while I was at the gym. I was watching this between, I had to go to a album listening party. So it was just like back and forth trying to hear like spurts and everything. And then I was watching this, like I told you, Joe, yesterday, I was watching this on a stupid, I don't know why I chose to watch this through John Campia, bro, because he was making me so mad, man, because he would watch the trailers, but if they start talking about comic and animated series, he would turn it off. And he's like, well, I'm not interested. I'm like, well, you have an audience that might be interested in these things, bro. So why? But anyway, I have managed to see certain things. I turned his show off and went and watched it through the actual Fandom site and also HBOMAX. But Brendan, real quick, like, what did you think about, this trailer when you saw it, bro?
I never watch this kind of stuff on a live stream where somebody is watching it and commentating on it, because they don't shut up, and I want to hear what's being said. Let me watch your reactions after, but I need to experience it I need to hear what's being said. I need to pay attention to that. So yeah, I would definitely stay away from those kinds of streams while I'm trying to absorb it for the first time. When I saw like the piece that they showed, and again, it's very, very brief.
Yeah.
It looked like a video game. And I mean that in a good way. It looked like when like the scenes from Arkham Knight, or the Arkham series of Batman games, or the Spider-Man games from Insomniac, where you're seeing the comic books come to life in that video game environment that's what it felt like. It didn't feel like a B movie. It felt like this is like a legit, this is a good production. Again, we don't know anything about how the rest of the movie is going to turn out, but the vibes, the tone, Vinny likes to say, we definitely get a sense of it.
You can tell.
I'm happy with what I've seen so far. Now there's a long way to go, so I'm not like, oh, this is going to be amazing. I understand the concern that people have about, like, is it going to be Dwayne Johnson playing Black Adam, or is it going to be Dwayne Johnson playing The Rock playing Black Adam? I don't think I don't think that's going to be a problem. I think this is such a passion project for him, and the vibes that we're getting, they're really going to try and nail the tortured aspect of Black Adam. I don't think there are going to be eyebrow raises and he's not going to be dropping elbows on people and giving them the rock bottom. Yeah. He's past that point in his career where he's doing those cheesy nods to his pro wrestling career. I don't think we're going to get that. I think this is going to be not a breakout role for Dwayne Johnson, but I think this is going to be a role that people take notice of and are like, oh shit, okay, yeah, this is not serious. This isn't Jumanji. This isn't this is something real. I'm a huge fan of Sarah Shahi. I'm not sure how you pronounce her last name. I love her. I've loved her in so much stuff, from Person of Interest and a bunch of other stuff. And she plays Isis. She's the the kind of archaeologist who was in that scene that we saw. Yeah. So yeah, I'm super. I mean, the cast is awesome. We already said Dr. Fate and Hawkman. I mean, like, there's so much potential in this movie, and we've seen so little of it. And to be honest, I don't want to see that much more of it before it actually comes out. Yeah. Like, all right, now let's just kind of, like, everybody kind of chill a little bit, and then when the movie comes out, that's when I want to see it, because I just want to kind of go in a little bit fresh, kind of like Vinny likes to do. But I'm very encouraged by the little bit that we saw.
Yeah. Shy, what's up, Jedi Kid? You there?
What's going on, Jedi?
There's a bit of a ting. Did you hear that a little bit?
Just get some feedback.
It's like a little bit of feedback. Do you have anything close to the mic?
You might be muted. We can't hear you.
We can't hear you now. You came in and you came out. Come out and come back in, man. Come out and come right back in, okay?
Grand opening, grand closing.
Yeah.
You can't have him touch his settings from the week.
Every time he gets right, you tell him to leave it alone.
Don't touch his settings. Vinny, we know a lot about that's funny as hell. We know about all of us basically collectively know about Black Adam, but you, without basically seeing the trailer, and I think you said tone, but let's talk about the history that we have with this. Is Jedi Kid, you there?
Yes, sir.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. Don't touch shit.
I'm not touching
Don't
nothing,
touch shit. Don't even move. Stay like that there. Don't even move your elbow.
Yo.
Yeah, stay there all week. All week. Don't move. Don't even move your damn elbow. Keep it. Everybody say shout out to Jedi Kid all day in the building.
What's going on?
Straight up. Let's look in the chat. We got my man Mamela, single songwriter in the building. We do got a super chat. from my man, Six Scale Mafia. Great talking to tonight. Sometimes it's not just about comics and figures. I feel that us content creators have a responsibility to make sure all are welcome. You are definitely right.
Lael, show Joe Mama's comment right
uh,
after Anthony's.
Let's see here. There's a disturbance in the force when Jedi Kid enters the stream.
Always.
Always, bro. That's why I said don't even move.
Always.
Don't even move. I'm gonna go to you. I'm gonna go to you, Jedi Kid, after Vinny, because I know you got a lot to say about fandom. But we're
Yes,
just
sir.
now we're talking about Black Adam. But Vinny, knowing the history of Black Adam, let me ask you a question. Okay.
Yeah.
So we know history. We know this character. We know how powerful this character and the potential that he has in the
Right.
DCEU. Let me ask you this. Since you don't watch trailers, and since you didn't see last night or Saturday's reveal, what do you want to see? What do you see? What do you want to see out of your Black Adam when it comes to live action?
Well, we've already established how much we all want to see a more serious Dwayne Johnson role, but I'm not. There's nothing I can do about that. That's we've already discussed that. What I want to see is this is really the first time we're seeing a vehicle from either company given within their respective universes for a villain role. Like Joker doesn't really count. That was more of a one-shot Elseworlds type of thing. It's not even in the DCEU proper. But this is an opportunity for DC to do what I would have loved to see Marvel do with someone like a Doom, and that is to give one of their most cult popular villains who've not even in the comics ever really broke out, and Marvel continuously takes kind of like fan service characters who aren't super popular in the comics, gives them a vehicle, gives them a ball to run with in their films, and it takes off. But never a villain though. And this is an opportunity for an established villain to become a franchise in DC. And as we all know, like Black Adam is he's a Justice League level villain. So this isn't just like this isn't them giving a movie to Ocean Masters, and who's great, but I mean, like there's so much more that he's willing to do. Like he should be a Justice League level type of villain, and where the comics maybe haven't really ran with that, the films can. And I think if DC has learned anything from Marvel, and we all know there's a lot that they can learn, is that you don't have to be confined to what has worked for the comics when it comes to a mainstream audience who aren't familiar with a relatively obscure character. Like Black Adam is not a household name yet. So they have they kind of have the opportunity to do whatever they want with him. I mean, you can have the whole damn Justice League show up and them all not be able to take him down, and there won't be any, there won't be a large contingent that says, oh yeah, right. They're introducing Black Adam to a lot of people. So I'm really excited to see how serious they take him. Like, forget how serious Dwayne takes him. I can't wait to see how serious DC takes him, because this could be huge for their entire, future going forward, because there's a lot of recycling that we've seen, and we've seen Zod over and over and Luthor over and over. I'm ready for new power players, and I'm ready to see Black Adam like make headways. I would have loved the opportunity to see the first superhero in 40 years actually get spandex instead of the basketball rubber. If anyone could have pulled that off, that's Dwayne, right? I don't know where it says
no padding in that suit.
I don't know what happened along the way.
Man.
I don't know what happened along the way that says every single superhero has to have that, like, Spalding material. I don't know, but Dwayne doesn't need it. They could have threw him in some spandex. It worked for Christopher Reeves back in the day. It definitely could have worked for him. So, but yeah, I'm hyped for it. I'm really excited for it. We've been waiting for it they announced this back. I think I was still in 4th grade when they announced this shit.
Yeah, this was a
You know,
while
they
ago,
announced this
man.
forever. Yeah, man, it's forever ago. I can't wait.
Hey,
Mhm.
Leo,
Yeah.
just to say, the best villains don't know they're villains, bro.
Absolutely,
Right.
brother.
That's a good
Right.
one. That's
Right.
true.
Man.
Yep.
Exactly. They don't. They have no
They
idea. And
They
the
think
thing
they're
is,
the hero of their own story.
exactly.
Mhm.
And Black Adam is the perfect example of that. You
The
know what I mean?
anti-hero.
But at the same time, I'm hoping if he plays this well enough, which is going to make this beautiful, is the simple fact that number one, he is an anti-hero, but one that we can seriously, like Killmonger, we talked about this yesterday, Joe, that we can relate to.
Mhm.
That we can honestly relate to this character on a level of, you know, especially, bro, what makes it really interesting is knowing the backstory, you know,
He was a
his
slave, bro.
heritage, and basically knowing what's going on right now in modern times. This is going to speak volumes. So Jedi Kid, bro, you saw this. What did you think, bro?
So with this one, I wanted more, to be honest with you. I loved the whole aspect of him popping up when she was reading the text. I was like, oh, this is going to be crazy. It had like to me, it felt like an old school like Indiana Jones type feel when she was reading the text and something was going to happen. I wasn't expecting him to pop up like that out of the blue when the lightning came down. Like, oh my God, this is going to be. I think that Dwayne was made for this role, man. I want to see the ears though. That's the only thing that they're missing. Was
Yeah,
the
we
ears.
didn't see the ears yet.
He didn't have the ears, so hopefully this is still like early in production. So maybe they're going to edit that in later. I don't know, but they got to
better do
have
it.
the ears, bro. They got to do the ears and the little what do you have like a
Yeah, that Eddie, right?
the Eddie monster little.
Nah,
buzz
he's going to
cut.
be completely bald. in
He's
this.
gonna be
yeah.
they're not gonna give him the widow's peak hair. Yeah, they're not gonna do that.
Oh man!
But I
bro,
can, you know
like,
what? Listen. What I want, and I'm going to continue to say, give me a dope ass story.
Give me a good movie.
Give me a good movie, because it have potential. And like I said, one of the most important characters in this film, bro. People don't want it, and they want to downplay it. But one of the most important characters in this story is Hawkman, and they better tell that shit right.
Hawkman they have to do it right, bro.
They have to tell that shit right,
They
because
have
if
to show
anybody
Egypt and Kandar and all that
exactly,
stuff,
because if anybody has lived as long as he has, it would have been Hawkman, who has seen it all. So I'm hoping that they give him like an Oracle type story where he has seen these things and you know through the years.
I hope
you know,
that leads to a spinoff, because I need to eventually see Hawkgirl, who's one of my favorites, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's
I
just
wouldn't be
supposed to be in there at
surprised.
some point with Shira in there at some point.
All right, good.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a Hawkman, Hawkgirl like spinoff on HBO Max, because I think that's what they're gonna do. I think we're gonna see a lot more spin-off, either like short TV series or movies that go direct to HBO Max that spin out of the larger tentpole DC movies.
Especially the
it's
way
a-
that they live
it's
throughout the
safe.
years, bro.
It's safe.
Yeah, but it also means that we'll get characters and stories that studios aren't going to put the same amount of money into to put as a big tentpole. You know, it basically gives us an opportunity to get more stories that we wouldn't otherwise get. And then if those characters prove successful, then that opens the door to even more storytelling on the big screen too. So yeah, I like it. I think it's good. And I think
I want to see
more of
that Egypt background, that Kandar. I want to see all that, all the Hawkman, Hawkgirl stuff. Dr. Fate. I'm soup for Dr. Fate, bro.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot, man.
Yeah.
It's
It's
has
a
potential to
lot
be a
in
big
one movie. I'm kind of scared, but then I want it because I don't want them to shortchange somebody else.
Yeah.
You understand? I'm just.
I think
They
they're
gotta
going to
do
do
it
it well.
right,
This
bro.
isn't Venom 2. I think they're going to do it well.
And
Yeah,
you know
I
what?
hope
To be
so,
quite
dude.
honest, bro, people when they made this announcement, I think I was the most hyped for this movie when I heard that Pearson Bronson was going to actually play Dr. Fate.
He looks good
Perfect.
in the role. He does.
Perfect.
Yeah, bro. He's perfect,
perfect
Dr.
for the
Fate.
role.
Pure
He's
classic.
perfect for the
Dr. Fate,
role.
bro.
He's definitely
He
perfect
has
for
a
the
great
role.
voice
So
for
yeah, hell
So they're
yeah,
gonna show
bro.
him in the suit too, right? He's gonna be in the suit.
I
Well,
hope so.
I hope so, because they did give us a glimpse of the helmet. So I'm really, really hoping that he's actually in the suit.
Oh god, that
So
blue and
anyway.
yellow, bro.
He's ripped right now.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
make it blue.
Yeah.
Don't make it like
Just blue and
super
blue and
dark
gold,
blue. Just
bro.
blue. Just blue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We'll
rare.
see. We'll see.
So next up, we're going to talk about basically Shazam. And the thing is, I don't know about everybody else. You know, I'm going to talk about it real quick because
Oh boy.
I love the first movie. I did. I loved the first movie. It was a surprise for me. I loved it.
We had so much fun on that shit, yo.
We hell yeah, and I was not expecting to see these individuals. I was not expecting to see all of them the way they did it, and I think it was well done. And I think basically the reason why I loved it so much is, again, it was good storytelling, and you had a kid who, you know, coming from foster home, being, what was brilliant about it is the simple fact that we saw one perspective, right? We saw one perspective from or through his eyes, but the mother's perspective was a totally different thing. It was reality.
Yes,
You know what I mean? And that was a heavy pill to swallow. But the family value of this movie really, really spoke, spoke to me a lot. But I loved it. I can't wait for this. And then, I mean, to see the entire cast back, Megan Good. To see the
Megan
entire
Good,
cast
baby.
back,
Yeah.
Megan Good, bro. I'm so happy for her, and I'm happy that she's. And the thing is, they said that she's going to have a much bigger presence in this, and I'm happy
That's
to
cool.
see Helen Mirren, bro. I love Helen Mirren, bro. I love her, and I'm so, you know what I mean. And Lucy Liu, to see these characters in it, I think it's going to be brilliant, really brilliant. Vinny, I'm gonna save you for a little bit later, but Joe, what did you think about it when you saw this, man?
I got super stoked because out of all the DC films that came out, Shazam was that feel-good movie.
Yeah,
And it
yeah,
reminded me of a movie that I would see in the theater as a kid, that made me feel good when I left the theater.
yeah,
And
yeah.
to see, like, all aspects represented on screen
Yes.
was
Yes.
amazing to me.
Yeah.
Because growing up, I didn't have superheroes.
Yeah, right.
I had Bruce Lee, right?
Right.
But
Yeah.
Bruce
he'd
Lee.
been long
Yeah,
gone,
yeah.
So I didn't have any superheroes to relate to, and the ones that we did have were just kind of throwaway characters just to
Yeah.
have one.
Yeah.
And so growing up the way that I did, I could relate to a lot of what was going on in here.
Yeah.
And it just it made me feel good when I left the theater. And to see this trailer where the whole family's together,
Whole family.
and to go back to Black Adam a little bit,
Yeah.
it took the whole family to whoop his ass.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like,
Exactly.
it wasn't just
Yeah.
Shazam. It was
Yeah.
the whole family that had to compete.
Yeah.
So I'm interested
And seeing
on
how
where that's going, and
Yeah.
to have an Asian. I'm
Yeah.
Irish, German, and Polish on my dad's side, and then I'm Korean on my mom's side.
that's a dope mix though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, right?
You said Iris and Brendan was like,
Well, all of it though, that's some damn good food right there.
That's a good. That's a lot of good eating. brother.
Because
know,
I
a
grew
lot
up
of good
and I had a
eating.
lot of Polish friends,
Uh-huh.
and I love Korean food. So
Oh, I know, because
you got
you
like
showed some gochujang on your thing, on your feed, and I was like, oh,
That's
damn,
right,
Brandon
yep.
gets it,
Gochujang?
Brandon gets it.
yo,
yes.
Wait, who?
yo,
You made that? Brendan,
Dude,
you made that?
I cook with Korean flavors all the time.
He
Dude.
does. It drives me nuts. On his Facebook, all I'm doing is, dude, that looks amazing. I better send it after.
Oh, let me try it now, boy.
yo, hold up. I was
I was
expecting
stationed in South Korea, so I ate good, dog.
I was expecting Brendan to say some other shit. He was like, "That's some damn good food."
That's some good food, baby. Yeah.
Hell yeah!
Korea
You
is
saw,
good as hell.
you saw the pictures of my Korean honey mustard smoked
Exactly,
wings.
I
I'm
did.
telling
Bro,
you,
I
man.
did.
you know I'm not looking at your page when you put meat up there, bro. So stop. And then
Yeah,
you'll send me
did.
the
I just text it to you. Just
some bitch.
I texted you.
We went off on
a
a tangent by Korean food, boy.
Yeah.
Dang.
I
Bro.
made like a
Oh,
4-pound
man.
beef brisket the other day, and I just texted pictures of it to Lael.
Fuck it.
Oh,
What
my
you say,
God,
Joe?
dude.
Well, just to go back to this real quick, though, there's a lot that I think everybody can relate to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And And I'm super excited to see where they take this, and I hope they give the family a more prominent role.
Yeah.
And I think they're gonna kick ass. I think they're gonna kick ass together.
Hell yeah. Joe Mama said, I'm Korean too, Joe. Shout out to Korea. That's what
Okay,
I'm talking
okay,
about.
okay.
Hell yeah. No, oh, come on, man. Love Koreans. So, all right, here we go. So, I'm going to go to Brendan in a second here. Jedi Kid, what did you think, bro? Because I kind of know.
I'm a
Me
deep
and Brendan,
dude,
me and
so
Brendan
I'm
are
excited.
sort of like on the same wavelength, but I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna go to him after I go to you, Jedi Kid. What's
I'm
up?
excited to see where they go with this, man. It was cool. The first one was a feel good movie. See, from coming from the DC side of the house, like I'm used to like cold, dark, you know, realism and bad guys dying and stuff like that. You know, so this was the one little bright spot when this came out and the first one came out. I liked it. I liked it. It made me laugh a lot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it was cool to see Shazam acting like totally goofy, bro. Like that that was a first to me. But seeing them together as a family, man, and Billy Batson had that boy was bouncing from orphanage to orphanage, bro. So he finally found his family setting. I like that, man. So I'm excited to see where this goes, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. Like
It's gonna be good.
I'm all the way excited.
Yeah.
Vinny, I'm gonna get you last. Because like I said, it's hard because Vinny he don't watch this
But
shit.
yo, I want the hoodie though. My bad. I want the hoodie.
Oh, they're gonna, they'll probably bring that back in, or
gotta
they
have
know.
that
I don't
hoodie, bro.
know. They might or they might not because we got it in the first film. They might not like
That book when he had the hoodie on the cape. I have the whole. Was it? I think it's 15 issues with that one when he's fighting the doctor. I can't think of his name.
Doctor. At what is his name?
Was it-
Doctor.
He has the lightning bolt on his eye.
Yeah. Doctor.
I know what you're talking about. Though.
It's gonna come to me in a second.
You're
People in the chat, like I said, if you know, throw it out there real quick.
Yeah.
Dr. Savannah. There you go.
Yes,
Daryl Smith, my man, he always come through in the clutch.
That's it.
Look at his face, like he's looking at us like Dr. Savannah. Daryl, shout out to Daryl. What's up, bro?
I appreciate that, man. That's it, bro.
Yo, look at his.
Yo. Those 15 books, what he had the hoodie on, dope, dog. Dope.
It was definitely dope.
They
Brendan,
gotta bring it.
Yeah, bro. I'm just gonna see if you're gonna say what I think you're gonna say.
Boy.
take the floor, bro. What's up?
Hot toys.
What did he say?
Come
correct.
Come correct. That's
Come
what I'm
correct.
talking about, right? Hell yeah, man. Come on.
Pre-order.
That's all I need to. I loved the first movie.
Yeah.
I'm a big Zachary Levi fan. I
Yeah.
loved him back in the day on Chuck.
Oh, Chuck.
And
Chuck
when
was
they
funny as hell.
announced that he was going to be Shazam, I was like, man, this guy's got all the personality in the world for it. I absolutely love it. I was not disappointed with that movie. I loved it. It was just fucking fun.
Yeah.
It was just fun, man. You just enjoyed the hell out of that movie. I can't wait for the second one. Hot Toys, get your shit together.
Hot Toys.
Get
yeah.
Yo, he took the role.
You teased us. They teased us with the Shazam back when the first movie came out. They teased us, and then they never even gave us a prototype.
But they made a Prime studio of it, though, right? Did they make a Prime statue?
There are a couple companies that made like statues.
I think it was Prime and Queen.
The Prime made the
but
statue
nobody did
of it.
it. Nobody did a
The
6 scale.
hot toy. Yeah.
And I was surprised nobody did a third-party one that I saw anyway.
Right.
But see-
no, like from So Toys or anything like that, or Toys Era. But
Yeah.
I'm all in on the movie.
Mm-hmm.
The first one was great. Second one,
Joe Mama,
I'm
my
all
man.
in.
Making
The
good
only
1-6.
question mark is
Yes.
Hot Toys. Come on.
Yeah, man.
Hot-
They got to do it,
Don't
bro.
leave us
Come
hanging
on.
again.
They
Don't
gotta
leave us
do it,
hanging
bro.
again. But that's
Joe-
it. Yeah, man.
They gotta do it.
I'm super happy for this movie.
Hell yeah. Joe Mama, I'm with you. I need that Megan Good 1/6 scale
Megan
figure.
Good
Come on.
1/6.
Give it to us.
Valkyrie,
Okoye, all of them. We need
Padme,
it.
Mantis.
Yo, if Hot
of it.
Toys
You
gives
know
us
that, bro.
Shazam, then So Toys or somebody will give us the rest of the lineup. They'll
bet
make
you.
that happen.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
pretty much.
come on, Hot Toys, give us Shazam.
Give us
But you know,
so
it was
Vinny,
good to see how serious Zach took it, though, man. In the gym and everything,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Legit, dude got big.
He got
He
big
did
for that
he's
role,
a-
man.
I met him and he's big. He is like 6'5". He's like a tall
Yeah,
dude.
yeah,
But he
yeah.
got legit
He got
jacked
jacked.
for that movie.
He took
Yeah,
it
he
serious,
did.
bro.
And that's the way you should, bro. I think the
Yeah.
entire cast took it
Yeah.
serious, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
Vinny,
yeah.
Vinny, I remember we were in the theater, bro,
Mhm.
and we watched the first film, and neither one of us expected to see what we saw
Yeah.
the climax of this film. Because I remember I'm sitting now, mind you, here's the thing. Y'all got to know what we do. So every time there's a movie, we bum rush the top 2 rows. There's usually like 42 of us, like or something like that. It's almost like
Yeah.
maybe 42, or it's like maybe close to 42 of us in the top
Like
2
the
rows.
top in the back.
rode
The
deep.
top two
Yeah,
rows in the back.
in the back,
Oh, yeah,
the top
in
two
the front.
rows.
I was like, no,
And
not
it's-
the front.
Yeah,
top two.
in the back, we always bum rush it. We get the ticks early, and we're always there, right? So I'm sitting. I can't. I always sit in front, and Vinny's always in the back because he needs the whole row for like his the room. We'll get to that later, but
Spread out.
you got spread. But no, I remember sitting there, and they showed that scene, and all we saw was the fog of smoke, and you seen everybody's chest lit.
Yeah.
Vinny was like, "What the fuck?"
So New 52, right? New 52 comes, and one of the shining moments in New 52 for me was Jeff Johns and one of my top favorite artists of all time, Gary Frank.
Yeah.
Their run on Shazam, which
Yeah.
kind of re-sparked it, and New 52 had so many mixed opinions, but
I
I
loved
feel like
it.
Shazam was one of the home runs of the different takes that they had. And when it came time for this film, like Jedi said, it was like such a breath of fresh air with a lighter tone, because DC had been getting a reputation for the darker, grittier films, and not that they weren't warranted, but like it worked with Batman wasn't so much what we were wanting to see from say like a Superman. I mean, don't get me I don't wanna go down that road, but it was like there was polarization there, right? So people wanted to see like, okay, are all the movies going to be this? All the DC movies going to be this dark, because people were expecting Superman to be lighter, and they were like, okay, well, that was a good version of Dark Superman, but are we going to have dark versions of all the lighter-hearted characters? However, Shazam in the comics was never really all that lighthearted, despite the fact that he is a kid. And I like that their take on this was, well, he's a fucking kid. He would not necessarily just, go be an adult just because he turned into one. And what we got was this great writing and kind of like old school Tom Hanks big feel, which they even threw a nod to, and that what the hell would a 13-14-year-old kid do if he woke up with superpowers? So many superhero original movies, we see them get their powers, and then the next scene they're fighting the big bad, and they're, even if they get in their ass kicked, there's like no experimenting, there's no real life applications of their powers, of like them running fast to go to the store quick, or just doing regular run-of-the-mill daily things with their powers. Like we all would and just get powers and then just go to school like nothing happened until there was a bank robbery. We would be fucking around seeing what we could do. I love that they were fucking around see what they could do. You know what I mean? It was great. It was I also love that he didn't have to face Black Adam in the first movie because he would have got destroyed. I don't even want to
destroyed.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't want to see him face it for a minute yet because he's not ready. And I feel like that was one of the, like a lot of superhero films, they rushed their more powerful villains up too early in our heroes' arc of learning their powers in origin. Whereas in the comics, they may have been a hero for years before they face someone that powerful. And in these superhero films, it's like, it doesn't matter. Let's just get the draw in quick. So I love that they found a way to like make all that work. And I felt like it was one of the like biggest hidden sleeper superhero films that we've ever seen, because I expected literally nothing going into it. Like you and I both were just like, I mean, we'll see. And then we left it there, just completely blown away with what they gave us. Like we weren't expecting it to be what it was, and everybody walked out of that theater like just buzzing, like holy shit, that was crazy. whether or not it was what you expected from Shazam, it was fun as hell.
Vinny,
not
what do you
knowing
do
they
when
have-
you go to the movies?
I literally
do you go to like take like a 20-minute piss during the previews
so
nothing's wrong for you?
I literally I it's
Boy,
I will
hate
zone
previews, man.
I will zone out. Like if like when we just seen what just came out, the Venom or whatever, and we were waiting on the movie to start, and the new Spider-Man trailer came out. I literally was just talking to my sister next to me, or just in my phone, and just completely Zen mode out. However, if it's a long ass 3-minute trailer like Spider-Man, I will sit there and look like a fool and literally hold my ears. I will sit there and completely not listen. However, when I finally see that film, absolutely everything is new to me. And then after I see it, I'll go home and I'll watch the trailer, and I'll be like, there's 3 minutes of geeking out that I did during the film that I would have already had. I already had that watching the trailer. I pick a movie that you don't really want to see and do it with some time. That's how I convert everybody to the dark side. It's amazing. You gotta do it. You gotta try it once.
You've never gotten me yet.
I haven't gotten.
I gotta see the trailer, man.
I've conformed quite a few people though. Like when
Editing
do
a
it, they're like,
trailer
"Oh,
is
yeah,
an art form, and so I appreciate it so much that I enjoy watching the trailer.
I like watching them after the film. And I like watching them if I don't know. If I don't know if I want to see it or not. Like, for instance, if there's just some random sci-fi movie or whatever, I'll watch it. And if the trailer's really good, even that halfway through, I'll be like, oh, that looks good. I'll just shut it off so that everything else that they're about to show in the trailer, it'll be new to me. But if you have to sell me on something, I'll watch the trailer. But you don't need to tell me to go see Avengers or Shazam. Right. I'm going to go. So it's kind of like I'd rather just have that experience in the moment.
Okay, so this next film, I think I know Joe. I'm damn sure know Brendan, and I know Jedi Kid. We will agree, and then we all say at the same time, Hot Toys. What's up?
Hell yeah.
What's up? Give us.
You see,
give us suit, bro.
You see who I'm wearing tonight.
Exactly right.
You see who I'm wearing tonight.
You know exactly right.
That is my guy.
When I saw this suit, I said, "This is the comic most new 52 looking comic accurate suit." Besides that Flash one, now that Flash suit is new 52 all over it.
Yeah,
but this one right here is on point, bro. Yeah. Look at the henchmen behind him, dog.
Yeah.
Man, they gave
Hot Toys.
They put more respect on Black Manta than Black Panther in some respects. They let him be smart in his movie, man.
That's awesome,
oh, man.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Black Manta, Aquaman is my shit, and for many reasons, but one of them is how amazing Black Manta was.
Black Manta.
See Aquaman.
Yeah. Look at this suit. It's you know what? I'm a
comic accurate, bro.
Brendan.
I just knew they were gonna knock Jedi. I just knew that they were gonna knock his helmet off as soon as he started fighting to get him out of it real quick.
Yeah,
that's how I like. Here's a little knock. Like, here you go, and like
it's off.
And boom, knocked it off. No, he rocked it like almost the whole fight.
The whole fight.
Yeah,
the whole fight.
And he was giving him the business. And the thing is, but I think in this film, he's gonna give him a worse fit, bro. Like I really, and I hope, because that's like I said, like yesterday when we were on the show, Lynch. I was talking. I said that, this is, what Black Manta is to Aquaman is to what the Green Goblin is to Spider-Man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. What Joker is to Batman. Like that's what he is. You know what I mean. And seeing this and seeing how accurate it was, I know a lot of people were complaining about, Aquaman's stealth suit, but it is accurate to the books. And you got to keep in mind, it is going to be probably just a few scenes.
And that's it.
Don't panic. Don't effing panic. Brendan, I'm going to go to you first, bro, because we have been now for like the last couple of effing years, because I remember we even talked about, we were thinking about getting that third party, but that shit was just too expensive. And I was like, I'll just wait and just wait it out. So what do you think, bro? Do you think we will get a figure, or there's a possibility? Do you think they'll jump on it, or do you think that they'll blackball us again? Pun intended.
I don't think there's a chance in hell we're getting this figure.
Come on, don't say that.
I
We're
want it.
getting it.
I
Oh.
want
We're
it.
getting it.
Look, I want it, and that's
It's
coming
China.
from somebody who is looking forward more to the dump I'm gonna take after this stream than this movie. Okay.
No.
Brendan is the most realest dude, bro. I swear, bro. You got no
That
filter,
first
bro.
movie.
No chill. No chill.
That first movie, doo-doo stew, okay? I could not
What?
stand that first movie. I tried to watch it several times. I literally fell asleep in the theater on that movie
There's
I
probably
could
there's
not
probably no
vibe
bigger
with that
thing
movie
I disagree with Brendan more
at
than-
all.
Unbelievable.
I have no issue with the stealth suit and stuff from the sequel.
Mm-hmm.
None of that. I thought the way they wrote and the way they portrayed Orm in that first movie was just he was no menace. Meanwhile, they treated Black Manta like the redheaded stepchild who just got bitch slapped
No.
in that movie.
That was a good
He was-
fight, bro.
He was no man. There was no threat. There was no threat whatsoever. You never thought he was anything but a punching bag for Aquaman. That movie,
Oh,
I had
man.
high hopes. I wanted to enjoy it. That movie put me to sleep literally. So
Wow.
I'm going to see the second one, and I'm
Brendan
hoping that it's
fired.
going to be a lot better. But I have
Wow.
literally zero hype for that movie. I would absolutely get this figure, but I don't think that given Hot Toys history,
Yep.
I don't see them making this figure.
Yo.
God, that
I
hurts.
bet
That
you-
hurts.
If they make anybody from Aquaman 2, besides Jason Momoa, besides Aquaman, it's either going to be Mera or it's going to be Orm. It's going to be one of those two before we ever see a Black Manta.
Where Orm is third party. It's the third party one.
Yeah, there's a third party.
It's a
Orm out there
dope.
right
It's
now.
dope too, bro.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
We'll-
I bet you Hot Toys would do him before we get a Black Manta. Honestly.
could be.
Damn.
And it's you know what? I'm sad I agree. But Joe, what were you gonna say?
I'm gonna show up at Howard's door. This shit is happening.
It's gotta happen, dude.
This
It's gotta
figure is
happen,
gonna
bro.
happen.
It's gotta happen, dude.
It gotta happen. But Joe, what did you
know-
think about it so far, bro?
So I'm all for it. I don't know if I'm just trying to be positive about everything, but I think it's a great time to be a fan. And,
Yeah.
and I think they learned from some mistakes they made in the first film. And I sort of agree with Brendan a little bit. I didn't like how they pushed Black Manta aside and made Orm the main focus when he wasn't shit anyway.
Yeah.
I know from past history, this guy, he keeps coming back. He's
Yeah.
the main
Manta,
guy
yeah.
that- he gives it to him. He gives him the business every time they do it.
Yeah.
So, so I'm all for it, and I hope they make him the primary focus as far as
Antagonist.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I hope
But they won't.
I hope Howard doesn't make me show up in Hong Kong and have to knock on his door and go, "Yo,
What's up?
Manta at?"
You know what I mean? What's up,
I know
man?
it's in your
Bruh.
house. I know it's in your collection.
I know you got
need
to sit on the
Black
shelf.
Manta. I need Black
I need
Manta.
that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Jedi Kid,
I
what's
changed
up, bro?
my opinion. Now I think we're getting it. I think
We
that's
have
how-
to get
yeah.
this,
You
man.
have to.
Yeah, Howard's gonna that message from Lynch is gonna get to Howard. And he's gonna change
Bro,
it
'cause
to
it's-
me real quick.
Because look at we still suffering from what finally got Cyborg. You know what I'm saying? It took almost 40 years to get Cyborg, bro. But it's like, come on. So I mean, I
Yeah.
think they've learned that the fans do
Although to be
want.
fair, he's gonna ship before most people's endgame cap. So I mean, that's,
Oh, these-
Still waiting
well,
on my
yeah, that's
cap.
true.
I'm still
That's
waiting
true.
on my cap.
Are
You still waiting on
serious,
yours?
dude?
Yeah.
Damn.
see what I told you?
Bruh, I got 2 of them, dog. Oh
Don't-
man, that's
Man.
messed up.
They're walking it over from Hong Kong.
Yeah,
put that
bro, that
knife in me,
sucks,
Jedi
man.
kid.
But with
got
Manta,
2 of them?
they have to make him. They have to make him. I think they learned their lesson from the fans want diversity, man. Especially with a mainstream baddie like Manta, bro. I think that I do agree he didn't get enough time in the first movie, But him and Horman worked together to get Aquaman plenty of times in the books. Plenty of times. So I think they could have extended their story a little bit more in the first film, but I still enjoyed seeing him go toe to toe with Aquaman, and he was giving Aquaman the business. Now he was fighting, he was beating his ass a little bit, bro. So it wasn't like no patty cake. Aquaman knocked it down and moved on.
Yeah, I was afraid. I think he gave him a paper cut, maybe.
Man, shit. That they flew all through that town. What, they were in Sicily, Italy, whatever.
He used some strong language with Aquaman. Yeah,
man, listen, man. He threw his ass through a wall.
Oh, no.
Through a couple walls.
He did beat his ass a little bit, bro.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what you expect
bro.
to happen to Aquaman. I mean, it's not like he was going to have him lose an arm or something.
He did beat his ass.
Right.
He did beat his ass a little bit. He
hit him with some bad breath. You're right, yeah.
But hey, ice cold, boy.
Bro, only character to make him bleed. He did make him bleed. So,
yeah, he did.
You know what I mean?
Bro, they gotta make this
bleed
one,
my
though,
own
bro.
blood.
Is that his mom's trident? Aquaman's mom's trident, the broken one from the first movie. It's broken and trident.
That's good.
It looks like it, right?
I don't know.
That's a good catch.
That's
Is it? It looks a little bit more like jagged and kind of like, I don't know.
But then again, it's mana. He might have repurposed it.
Yeah, that's true. He might have
See,
took it out.
that took it to use it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
They
know.
look like the broken trident
I don't
in
know,
the first movie, bro.
Everything about him, his look, his motivation, his suit, his intellect, he's one of my favorite villains of all time. And I feel like Aquaman is one of the best outings that DC has had. So I'm on a completely different page here, and I can't wait for Aquaman 2. I'm very excited for it. And I'm really glad that they scrapped the trench. I'm glad that got scrapped. But
oh God, what an awful concept, dude!
I would have loved to have been in that board meeting. Like, all right, I know,
man,
let's do a movie about the trench. Like, what?
Who cares about them?
Yeah.
I know.
I'm gonna go see the sequel. I'm just gonna bring
James
a pillow.
Wan isn't doing part 2, is he?
What'd you say?
Is James Wan doing part 2?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he's directing part 2.
Yeah, Wan's gonna do part 2. Yeah.
Good.
So
Fast and Furious underwater.
I'll take it.
So here we go. So this was probably one of my favorite reveals of the entire. Now I'm gonna do this before we get to the Batman because I know everybody's waiting for that one. But this was probably one of my favorite reveals, and I was so happy about this on so many different levels. People, may not agree, but I'm sorry it was, and that was the Blue Beetle. I've always been.
This is going to be.
This
is going to be the sleeper hit because Cobra Kai is so hot that my God! Literally, when people find out that it's that kid playing them, it's going to be huge, and this is such a win for.
He's a good actor, bro.
Yeah,
I can't wait for this one.
I cannot wait for this, and it's going to be good because of.
That's the first, right?
Yeah.
It's the first.
It's the first,
Well, no.
and the thing is.
The first one
what other
was,
Hispanic hero has?
It's the first Hispanic.
First Hispanic hero.
Oh yeah. Because he's the second Blue Beetle,
first.
though.
Yeah,
it's the second Blue Beetle, but the first Hispanic.
Of course, the first
the first main.
He's the first
superhero.
And we're
That's
getting
dope.
Anyway.
You know what I mean? I was really happy about this because, like I said, I'm probably pretty much. I'm not even a low key. I'm a Booster Gold, Blue Beetle fan. You know what I mean?
Gold,
have been because Booster Gold is funny as hell.
Yeah,
and there was only one person who I always thought would play a very good Booster Gold, and we're not going to see him play it now because they got him in as some stupid ass character. And not stupid. He I guess he fit the Suicide Squad, but I just think it was a missed opportunity. He would have been the dopest Booster Gold.
Who?
Come
Cena?
on, bro. Serenity, bro. Come on, man.
He's talking about Nathan Fillion.
Nathan Fillion would have been. He would have been a dope Booster Gold.
Yeah,
bro. I would have loved because he would have been funny as hell, and he could pull off the arrogance. It would have been dope to see them both play off each other.
He was a little bit funny in Suicide Squad.
He was, but it was just he was only a couple minutes throwaway character, bro. But he would have been dope.
You knew
he would have been so crazy. Nathan, I thought it, but anyway, I'm just happy that we're actually going to get this film, not even just basically because again they're just giving us characters that are pretty much you know, the underdogs of, you know, the series, or basically of the DC universe. But at the
Yeah.
same time, like, there's so much richness with this character. Now, the only thing is this particular version, because they are going with this version, is that we're not. I'm just kind of
No
sad that
Ted
we're not going to
Cord.
see we're not going to see the ship, bro.
Okay.
We're not.
Yeah.
That's
Now,
the
do you think
only
they're gonna do
thing.
any backstory with Ted Cord? Have you guys heard about that at all? In the movie,
I don't
or?
know. I don't know if they're going to do
I
Ted
haven't heard
Cord, bro.
anything.
I don't think they're basically going that route, because they did talk about it somewhat at Fandom, but they didn't say anything about, you know, any flashbacks.
Cord
or-
Industries, nothing like that.
Yeah, nah, they didn't say anything about Cord Industries at all. But
Wow.
I was excited about this. Is probably one of my most exciting, you know, reveals, because, like I said, I love Blue Beetle, always have.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So
One of the great
Yeah.
things about this is I feel like he's a character that took off so huge from Young Justice.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
that'll be a great. I mean, like, obviously he has a long history in the comics, and there's a lot of things from that. But I feel like it went to a whole nother level with that cartoon. Like, he was amazing
Yeah.
in that. And I mean,
Was it Mateo, right?
what's that?
Was it Mateo? I can't think of his name in the comics.
I can't remember.
Who? Blue
I'm drawing a
Beetle?
blank on it too.
Blue Beetle?
Yeah.
Jaime Reyes.
Jaime Reyes. Jaime
Yeah,
Reyes.
yeah,
I don't know where I
yeah.
got Mateo from.
Yeah.
Jaime
Yeah.
Reyes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was. It was amazing. So I'm excited for it too. Like, I feel like that's going to be a sleeper hit. That should be really fun.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. Brendan, did you what you think about Blue Beetle, bro?
I'm 100% in. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one I honestly never thought we'd see. And so, yeah, it's just right now we know next to nothing, but I'm excited for it. Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah!
Is this the
I'm
actual how the suit's gonna look? Is this like a
Yes.
concept?
Well,
art?
this is the
concept art. Yeah.
This is the concept art of where they're going, and you know, I heard, like, basically, I saw in the chat, like, when they were actually revealing, the people were like, "Well, DCU's Spider-Man." I was like, I can see where you're going, but this is totally different.
Yeah, you can't do
Oh
that.
yeah,
There's no
you
way in
can't-
hell.
he's completely
He's completely different.
different. You
No
can't,
way
you
in hell.
cannot compare the two. So don't even do that.
Because
At
he's
all.
crouching.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
he's Spider-Man.
because he's
Oh,
crouching,
crouching
exactly.
down.
Yeah, like
Come
Don't
on,
let him do this. It's over.
Yeah,
He does
yeah.
that, it's over.
Bro, come
Spider-Man
on.
has a patent on crouching.
bro. Nano regeneration tech, bro. Nano regeneration
Nah.
tech. Like, when you think
Spider-Man.
about that, you say nano regeneration
Yeah,
tech. That basically
yeah.
means that if you're inside of an armor and your arm gets cut off, it will regenerate inside of that deck.
Crazy, bro.
That's crazy,
That's
bro.
crazy, bro.
And that's
It's
gonna be
gonna be
crazy.
cool. It's gonna be
I
cool.
cannot wait. I
Spider-Man, I
cannot
seen
wait
that
to see
to
it.
what, 2099, if that, maybe.
Yeah, because we'll see. But yeah, this is something that I'm extremely hyped about. But I know people want to talk about that Batman. But before we
Wait,
get
are
there,
you,
because it was
you gonna skip the Flash?
no. That's what I was bringing up just now. That's what I was bringing up just now.
Uh-oh.
Just give me a second. Give me a second. I ain't skipped the Flash.
Uh-oh. I was
Come
hyped
on.
for this.
You know, I mean, everybody was basically wanting this, so you know, we're gonna give the people basically what they want. You know,
New
a lot of people
52,
were,
boy.
yeah, like everybody's. Now, here's the thing, though.
Lot of toys coming out of
I'm kind of torn with this, but I'm gonna go last because I'm kind of torn with this. You know, as excited as I am to see this, I'm just gonna say this, and then I'm just gonna give it to the floor. I just don't see Barry Allen. I don't see the Barry Allen that I want to see. I just don't. Vinny, I know
You should be blonde first.
Yeah, Vinny, I'm gonna go to you first because this time I'm gonna go in order of everybody we have on the panel. So, Vinny, you haven't seen the trailer. I know you won't watch it, but again,
Yeah,
I'll put it. Let me reference it this way. So we had a chance to see his evolution done right in the Snyder Cut.
right.
So we got a chance to see more of the advancement with that version of Barry Allen. Even though we seen it, it still didn't hit the notes that I wanted it to hit when it comes to that. But what do you about this character before? What do you about?
Yeah, I just kind of look at it as it's not Barry, like it's some kind of Earth 14 Barry or something, because it's not what I'm used to imagining when I picture Barry, and not just his look or his goofiness or his quirkiness. That's a whole another issue that I have a problem with, that I feel like I could get past if it wasn't for the application of his powers being so unconventional to me. Like, I really hate that when he's running super speed, that there's lightning and wind everywhere. Like, if he is trying to move fast to do something undetected, the whole room has looked like it's been hit by a tornado. Like, he's supposed to be able to run out of a room, go grab an ice cream cone, and come back, and you not know that he even left his seat.
He even left.
You're not supposed to. Like, he's in a like our first exposure to him was him in a convenience store stopping a crime and acting like he was still looking in a cooler,
shopping.
And yet the whole stores now look like it's been hit by a hurricane. Like, that's not Barry. That's a whole different speedster. It's not Flash. I'm not used to seeing lightning everywhere every time. If he's drawn, lightning is drawn for, like, background, to fill in a background, not because it's actually lightning flying around everywhere when he's using his powers. And his running style is bizarre, and I really didn't like the character until the Snyder Cut, and where it was kind of like all those things were kind of dulled, and it was more of a focus on they spent more time covering all that stuff up, and it was done better. Don't get me wrong, like, I'm excited for maybe with the opportunity for more time for his character to breathe, we'll get to see more. Just like how in the Snyder Cut, when he had more time Snyder had more time to work with Flash, we got to see cooler, more, regular Flash like type scenes from him. But it is a very polarizing Flash. There's so much potential for this film from things that I've heard. I feel like there's just as much potential for it to be a mess. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope I hope it connects. It just feels like yet another Superman versus Batman where they just tried to throw in as much stuff that they heard was cool from the guy in the bar once than anything else. And I hope that I'm wrong. I hope it somehow pulls everything together and they make all that cool stuff that they're probably going to just randomly throw in, actually pay off.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. Brendan, bro, the butt naked assassin. Everybody, please, in the chat, hashtag the butt naked assassin. He thought he was going to get away with it. Right now, everybody in the chat, butt naked, exactly. Make it, bro, and just send it to him. Butt naked assassin. Everybody, put in the chat. Shout out to Brendan, aka butt naked assassin. Let's see him roll through. Come on, y'all, give it to me in the chat. But anyway, bro, what did you think of what you saw so far?
I'm gonna send you so many pictures of ribs and pork belly and everything, just so you know. It's coming your way. Just be ready for it.
I'm so done.
I gotta tell you, the DCEU as a whole in general, we've had conversations about our lack of faith in them righting that ship. And especially the news that they had gotten rid of the Flashpoint title for this movie definitely made me very cautious, because so what are you how are you trying to hedge your bets now? What are you trying to move away from? And so I was highly skeptical. This teaser, I guess it was like teaser trailer, even though Ezra Miller said it wasn't, it was a teaser. It gave me everything that I wanted from a teaser for this movie that I didn't think I was gonna get. Dude, hearing Michael Keaton's voice as that voiceover, man, and seeing the back of the cowl, obviously we didn't see his face, but like getting that, seeing the 89 Bat Cave, like all that stuff, I absolutely loved. I don't have, he's not my favorite Barry Allen. I'll say that, absolutely. He's not what I would envision when I when I'm thinking about reading the comics as far as the portrayal of the character, and I'm not talking about the blonde. I could give two shits about the color of his hair. That doesn't matter to me. I have a good actor and a good story. I don't care what he looks like. I care what the suit looks like. I don't care what he, necessarily looks like. I absolutely think that, he hasn't really been given enough of enough of a runway to really show what he can do as Barry Allen and the Flash, meaning Ezra Miller. I'm not saying he's perfect casting. He definitely wouldn't have been my choice. To be honest, I think that Grant Gustin, who plays the Flash on the CW show, is more likable in the role than Ezra Miller is.
Definitely.
I agree.
As far as the lightning, and stuff goes, I think that is just a matter of a big budget. We want to be able to show this effect rather than him just being a blur. I get that it's not, that it doesn't necessarily have to be there, but that's how he's portrayed on the CW again. I know they didn't do that in the 90s Flash TV show with was it John Wesley Shipp.
Yep.
He was more just kind of like a blur going by. But again, that's not something that really bothers me that much. For this, like I said, this trailer gave me some hope for this film. I liked the tone of it. I really dig the look of Supergirl in this. I think she looks great in the costume. I like the design of the costume. She's also from Boston, so there you go. I like her right there for that. This one it was fun, and there's an art to editing a movie trailer. And I think they did a very good job of giving us enough to get excited about this. And I wasn't I was on the downside when it came to my hype for this movie. And I'm going back in the other direction now. It looks good. The suit looked great. I was very, very hyped about that because I was not a fan of the kind of armorized, like, Injustice inspired one that we got in the Justice League. So I'm definitely psyched about it. I think it'll make for some great Hot Toys, both Flash, different versions, hopefully Michael Keaton, Supergirl. I think we've got a lot of potential on that front. The one caveat being that the DCEU has had a slew of really awesome movie trailers. And then it didn't pan out when we saw the actual movie. Because it's a lot easier to just take a 2.5 hour movie and shave down 3 minutes of it that make it look good, but then you realize, wait, I just saw the best 3 minutes in the trailer and the rest of this movie was garbage. Venom, the perfect example there, right?
Oh God!
So damn, she's bad. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So it's a lot. It's something that is definitely easy to do in that. So just because this trailer looked good does not mean that I'm 100% this is going to be a great movie. But it at least shifted me back in a positive direction for the film. Whether it plays out the same way a lot of the other DCEU stuff has, where all these trailers are looking great and then this movie just slapped me in the face and made me cry in front of my mama, I don't know. We'll see. But I am in a better place than I was before I saw this teaser.
Okay. Good, yeah.
Cool. Joe, I know we talked about it briefly yesterday, but what you think so far, man?
So just to go back to what I was talking to you about this morning, China got a different fandom than we got. And they got an actual Flash panel. And they got Andy Muschietti, his wife. They got Ezra talking about the film. And they talked about how Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck got emotional when they got back in the suit. And they actually had fun making this movie. And
that's awesome. Yeah.
that was sick. and then they talked about the multiverse. They
Wow.
talked about things that haven't been conveyed on film with the Flash before.
Wow.
They talked about just the tone of the film,
Yeah.
and they talked about Ezra's portrayal and where he's coming from, where he and Andy want to bring this character. And I think there's a lot going on here that didn't get conveyed in our fandom, and they're trying to get that Chinese market, so they had to give him something a little
Yeah.
exclusive.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I think what I think is going on is that I think when they find Bruce's Batcave, you know, everything's covered up.
Yeah.
I don't think they find it exactly in '89. And the suit that the second Flash is wearing is the one that
Bat suit.
It's the bat suit spray painted with the lightning bolt over Michael Keaton's logo. And I, you know, hearing Michael Keaton's voice narrating over the whole thing, and then seeing the silhouette of behind his cowl. I remember I went to the theater in '89 and watched Batman.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was a big deal.
Yeah.
No
Yes.
shit. Like when '89 Batman came out, it was a big deal.
Man.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And so
It was to jump off for a lot of us, man.
exactly. So I am all for it. I just hope that they get it right. And I do know that Andy Muschietti and his wife, they did an interview and they watched the Snyder Cut. They loved it. And they contacted the head of Discovery Plus, who is Walter Hamada's boss right now. And they asked him if they could rewrite a part of the script to tie everything together because they liked it so much, and he gave him the green light.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping.
Oh.
I'm fucking hopeful because that's when this whole name drop stopped, and it was no longer called Flashpoint, but like that was a recent interview within the last 4 weeks.
Wow.
So
What?
I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. Yeah, I can send you a link.
Snyderverse. Yeah, I want that. Send me that link.
Hopeful. I'm not hopeful that they're going to continue the Snyderverse, but I'm super stoked that they're respectful enough for the source material to keep everything, you know, cohesive story wise.
Yeah.
So I'm hopeful. I'm really hopeful for this.
That's a good point.
52 suit.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful. Like toys might not be that posable, but there's a lot of opportunity for an 89 reissue of Batmobile.
Oh my God.
Reissue 89.
Then a couple flashes, Supergirl. We don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe Cavill might show up. You don't know.
I hope so.
They don't know. We know. It's up in the air.
But they're saying that he's back on the team, I guess, at some point.
So I'm hopeful. I'm just hopeful for this.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
See.
Jedi Kid, man. Like, what you think, bro?
Is it weird that I know it's off topic, but she looks a little bit like Cavill to me. I know it's supposed to be his daughter, but it's kind of weird. Like, what was this like him a little bit? But anyway,
same logo, language, and everything on the suit.
Yeah. I get like the Cavill feel. I know it's supposed to be his daughter anyway, but like they made her look like him a little bit to me. It's not.
It's his niece.
Is it supposed to be not his cousin anymore?
No,
his cousin.
his
cousin.
It's his
I
cousin.
thought that's supposed to be the daughter of Superman.
No.
So with Supergirl,
Supergirl is his cousin.
Supergirl.
Kara is his cousin.
Kara is
in
I know,
anyway.
but I thought this was supposed to be his daughter portrayed in this movie.
Oh,
No,
okay.
That's what I thought.
Not that I've heard of.
Yeah.
So this is actual Kara Zor-El.
Yeah.
This is a different version from.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a totally
Kara
different version.
Zor-El. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
so this is I think she's gonna be from an alternate timeline or alternate universe
timeline.
That Flash.
Okay.
So we don't know exactly what the tweak is gonna be on her character, but
So I saw it, man, and just hearing Keaton's voice, that got me hyped. I was one of the ones that when I heard it change from Flashpoint to whatever it is now, I'm like, oh my God, this is gonna bomb. But seeing them together and just seeing the new 52 style suit, seeing Supergirl, like I don't know, I had like little kid vibes. I'm excited to see it now. I want to see what's going to happen. With me, Ezra as Flash, I still like Gustin better. I don't know. Grant, to me, the CW version of Flash right now, he can do no wrong to me as a character as Flash, because I'm used to Flash being the CSI cop also. He's a CSI cop. He's already established. So I'm not used to seeing him, go from the kid doesn't have any job and he's seen his dad in jail. I know the whole story in the background, but the Flash that I know he's already established in his setting. So to me, he reminds me more of like an Impulse instead of Flash. He don't remind me of Barry. He's more like Bart to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I guess I don't know. He was too jokey in the first cut of Justice League. So I was good to see them do the Snyder cut and have him. I'm like, oh, okay. So this is more of a polished Barry. I like this version of Barry. So I got into him a little bit, but I don't know. I really think that he might bounce back as Flash in this movie. I think he's going to win a lot of you over, working into the character and doing his version of it. But if they would have got Grant Gustin to do it, I wouldn't have been upset. You know what I mean?
I hope Grant does a cameo.
Yeah, he
I
has
hope
to.
so.
Returning the favor,
Exactly,
because like
return the
seriously,
favor.
exactly. I'm honestly just.
I
gonna say
hope
that.
so.
I'm here for Keaton and I'm here for Supergirl. I am. I'm just being real. I'm being 100% real. The thing is, as much as I have hope for this film, and like I said, it can go anywhere, bro. Like I said, it can definitely go, anywhere. And the thing is, like, again, and I keep saying it, I'm really rooting for DC to have that win. They need to have more wins in their column, bro. And I think they need to have there needs to be a level of elevation more so than misses that we've actually had. You know what I mean? And there's opportunity for growth. I mean, if anything, it's like, people keep talking about the misses, but one of the misses that they haven't been talking about lately, and which was sad to my heart, I'm not even going to mention it because I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole. But anyway, I'm just hoping.
What do you think if you're going to see this, you want to see this for Keaton? What do you think? Maybe it would be if we got like a Kim Basinger or a Michelle Pfeiffer cameo too.
Wow.
I'm in.
Wow, that'd be dope, man. As Catwoman, oh my god, or retired or whatever version of her.
I bet I bet you she'd still look good in the suit.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I've seen her in the suit in Vinny's room. Never mind. I keep that. I keep that.
It's in the vintage section.
I keep that. Yeah, I mean, I got to keep.
Nothing wrong with vintage.
Sorry, Vinny. I didn't mean to.
It's the vintage section, bro. It's all right.
It's in the vintage.
There's nothing wrong with vintage.
Yo, she's fine.
I really thought she was going to be the daughter of Carol. I didn't know they were going to have her be Carol Zor-El.
Nah. They didn't really go down. They're not going to go down that road with it. They already specified what without really saying too much. They specified that she's like an alternate, like a Earth, like a off-world type of, a different version.
Because you remember, they don't have, like, especially when she was cast and when they're writing this movie, they didn't have anything locked in with Henry Cavill. So they don't want to make her the daughter of a character that they don't have, contractually obligated to even show up in anything ever again.
WB really gets on my nerves, man. I swear, bro.
Yeah.
Terrible choices, man.
What we're gonna do now is I'm gonna bring in, I'm gonna actually bring in this next category. But before we do, I have a visitor who decided that he wanted to come through and because this is something near and dear to his heart. He wanted to talk about it. So everybody, let's
that is a very aggressive lean into the camera.
Where's my HBOMAX? Where's my tickets at?
Yeah, exactly. Where's my tickets, bro?
I'm KG Miller now. It seems like, oh yeah.
I'm trying to see
you got tickets.
Came in like Max Headroom.
Exactly. you always tickets though, for real, right? Some tickets. Anyway,
I didn't say anything.
Everybody.
I think you were downgraded when you were named KG Miller because Lael's not that big a fan of Ezra Miller, so I think
Man,
I think
and
he got
I knew it was
downgraded.
coming too. I could see Leo's face in that stream. I was like, he was like, yeah. He was like, yeah. I'm like, I knew it's coming. It's coming.
Yo.
I just gotta prepare myself.
Yo.
Shit.
Everybody give a shout out to KG,
What
Charlamagne,
up, boy? What up?
aka
What up?
KG
What up? What
Miller,
up?
coming
Yeah.
through because he wanted to talk about this next film because like I
Oh,
said
yeah.
he's pretty much excited about it as pretty much everybody else. I think except for Vinny. I don't know if Vinny is excited about it, but we'll
I'm
get
on
to
the
that.
fence.
Ooh.
I'm on the fence.
He's on the fence.
I'm waiting for the
but
movie to win me over. I'm not going to let a trailer win me over because it's
Yeah.
really easy to make somebody look dope in a trailer.
True, very true.
Well, they
but,
did a damn good job of doing that in this trailer.
Oh, I'm sure you're thrilled
Mhm.
with it. I'm just saying I'm
Yeah.
reserving. I want to love it. I'm not trying to hate on. I have my reservations. I've made clear, but I want to love it. I love Batman more than anybody, man. Like
I can't get past the
trust me,
cow.
I want it to to work for sure.
Yeah. But see, the thing is, what I'm excited about more so than any with this film, and especially after seeing the trailer,
Mhm.
I know you won't, Vinny, but I'm really excited about the simple fact that it's the Jim Lee iteration, and this is where they're going with this film. You know what I mean? They're going with the darker brood. You know what I mean? Of course, Selena Kyle with Zoe Kravitz. The way that they're actually going with the
Zoe
Riddler.
Kravitz.
You know what I mean?
Zoe.
Like the
Yeah.
direction that they're going. Like
Zoe.
this is, bro,
Hot
Vinny.
toys.
Here's the thing, Vinny. I'll tell you this much.
It
After
feels
you've
like-
seen the film, I kid you not, go back and
I
watch
definitely
this fandom trailer, bro.
from the stills.
Yeah.
I love
Oh.
everything that I've seen from the stills. I
Oh.
feel like how we always talk about like I could tell a tone or what they might be going for. For just from a teaser, I feel like this is definitely seems like it's leaning to more of a Nolan vibe of more down earth and gritty. Like I don't see
Right,
this Batman interacting with Aquaman and flying
Nah.
into space. in the
Nah,
water. I don't see this
no.
Batman in
Much
the
more
Watchtower.
Nolan than Snyder.
Yeah,
Definitely,
I don't
I
see
agree
this
with
you.
Batman in the
But-
Watchtower. So like this is definitely like we're getting it from them throwing out different things that works. I know that WB has like this piece of them that's still married to Nolan's Nolanverse. I know that
Yeah,
they still
yeah.
kind of want to do those types of Batman films,
'Cause-
even if they one day go back to what Affleck would have done, and I think they like that too. But I feel like they really do want this type of Batman in their back pocket too, and I'm with it. I mean, it seems like they're up for the idea of having multiple types of films, even with the same characters. So like, I could really see that. Like, if Ben Affleck came back tomorrow and did a Batman movie, I could see them keeping both franchises going because this is
Oh, yeah.
obviously a completely different type of feel. And regardless of how I feel about Pattinson, I am completely on board with that, year one type, Miller type, darker style with just give me a detective. That's all I ask.
And this is where I think this is where they're going, bro, with it.
Give
I
me a
believe-
detective.
But
I just
they
want to
are.
see Batman thinking instead of fighting for 5 minutes. That's all I ask.
KG, I'm gonna go to you first. I'm gonna go to you next, bro, because I know you and like I said, you can't hold your excitement in.
No, I hate this film. I'd rather much watch the Shazam film. Those lighthearted DC films. No, man, I'm telling you, I am excited for this film. I'm excited for Pattinson. I'm excited for him to take on the role, and watching the teaser last year when he was beating that guy up, I literally was jumping. It was like, he was just like beating that guy's. Yeah, man, I can't wait. Like, I've heard some inspirations of The Long Halloween. I've heard a lot of that, some comic book inspirations. And I haven't read The Long Halloween. I've watched the film.
It's
And
amazing.
I
Everything
love
Good
Tim Sale
book.
touches with Batman is amazing. If
Yeah,
you see
good
Tim
book.
Sale and Batman, buy it.
No.
Yeah.
I literally, me and my friend were talking about it. He goes like, you haven't read The Long Halloween?
Yeah.
He's like, don't
And-
talk to
and
me
Dark-
until you watched it.
Don't watch the animated
wait,
version.
wait.
Don't watch that
Nah,
animated
nah.
version.
Get the book, bro.
Don't watch that.
KG, get
the
Long
book.
Halloween and then get Dark Victory.
I will.
Yeah,
don't
Dark
I'm
Victory.
writing that down.
Yeah.
I'm writing that down. Don't worry about it.
Mhm,
But yeah,
mhm.
I heard this movie is going to be nearly 3 hours, and it's going to be a detective noir film.
That's
Yeah.
what I mean.
So
Oh,
I'm,
nice.
I'm
That's what I'm
super
here
glad.
for, yeah.
And I've heard there's rumors that he's going to be narrating throughout the film.
Really?
Yeah,
Who,
he's going to be
Pattinson?
narrating. Pattinson. He's going to narrate the whole film.
Oh,
We haven't.
And
We've
what I
never
love-
seen it, have we?
nah, not
No,
no
we
while.
haven't. And I'm so glad because we're going to get a detective version of Batman. I love the previous Batmans, but I'm glad we're getting something different and something that's related to the comic books and what he's known for, right? So for me, seeing Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, I can't wait. And Hot Toys, Hot Toys.
Come on, man.
I better see that. I'm telling you right now.
Give it to
But
Lynch, yo, Howard, you don't want to see this face at your door.
Nope.
Ready?
Nope.
Get him. Go get him.
Get him. Get him.
I got
Get
my
him,
wallet
bro.
here, Howard. I got it right here. I'm willing to pay as much as I want, dude. I'm telling
get
you,
him, bro.
I am.
Get him.
And I've heard that the Riddler is like the Zodiac sort of killer from from the book. And I'm glad. I like that because I've read the Zodiac book and I really enjoy the book. And I watched the Zodiac film with Jake Gyllenhaal and Robert Downey Jr.
Gyllenhaal would have been a perfect Riddler.
Perfect,
I would love to see
dude.
him. Gyllenhaal would have been a perfect Riddler. Nightcrawler is the Riddler.
Yeah, it would have been really cool to see. I mean, I've heard also before the Batman that he was going to be the young version of Batman, Jake Gyllenhaal too. So I was like,
what?
Yeah, that's what I heard too. That he was going to be the Batman, but then they sort of went for a different route.
Oh man,
but
Gyllenhaal gets attached to everything. He was supposed to be Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, right?
Yeah,
right,
Spider-Man.
yeah. Yeah, but I cannot wait. I hope they don't delay it because I know that Marvel delayed some stuff. And I think it was because of this film. I don't know, man, but I feel like when DC the DC event came, and then they're like, oh shoot, we should delay.
We
some
gotta put
of
that
these
back.
films, you know. So it's like I can't wait. I want March 4th to be like right now. I want to see this film. Like this and No Way Home are my most anticipated films of this year and next year. And I've heard that these two films are going to break records.
I think you need to retract that statement, considering that your film's coming out this weekend, bro. You might wanna.
Nah, his films are gonna be out on HBOMAX. That's gonna be hard to make.
I'm ready for Doom, bro. Come on. I'm ready for the blue eyes. Let's do it. Let's do it. The
motherfucking tickets, man.
I'm ready. I want the blue eyes. I want to ride the worms, baby. Let's go.
Oh man!
But
I want to ride the worm.
Jedi,
That's a weird sentence.
Jedi Kid, what you think about?
Bruh, okay, so the thing is, I'm ready for it, right? Because I think he has like the veracity of Affleck, and he got that cool tone of Bale. So they got that nice balance of them too, bro, which is pretty dope. But
he's got the ferocity of the Affleck duck.
Affleck.
He kicks your ass and sells you insurance.
That's it. That's what. And wears a black mask too with a cape, dude. We need that.
But he pays cash.
That's it. All the time. All the time, baby. But it's just like I don't know, man. I'm trying to give. I think it's gonna be a good movie, man. The only thing I'm not over with yet is the cow. I don't like the cow. It's too much of his face out in the bottom, bro.
Yeah. I've heard he looks like Daredevil. I don't know. Before they showed the ears, there was like that's Daredevil.
The very first still, it was all red and like a red silhouette. It looked straight up Daredevil.
It did look like Netflix Daredevil in that first image that they showed.
There's too much cow out. I mean, I don't know. The cow is just. That's the only. I like the suit, bro. The suit is dope. You can tell it's like a year one version of the suit.
Man,
but like,
if Jim Lee gives it his
bro.
blessing, I'm on board.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like Jim is I love Jim Lee, yo, but it's just
Jim is a show though. It's not like he would say this. Jim is Mr. DC. He ain't gonna say.
Yeah. Only the cow. The rest of the suit is dope, man. It's just the cow. I'm just on the fence with. I don't know.
I have a question. Do you think we'll ever see White Eyes Batman for the whole film?
Oh yeah, I think.
I hope so, dude.
I hope so, dude.
Yeah, I think towards the end of the film we're gonna get a new suit.
I mean,
you think so?
Guess. Yeah.
It's
like a year one.
It's such a small thing that it's kind of like.
But it
think
has
about
an
all the
impact.
stuff that as a movie-going audience we suspend disbelief, and yet they feel like there's no way we could suspend disbelief of him having white. And I get it. It's an actor, and you want to see the eyes for emotion, but think about how many actors have to portray emotion with a mask over the face for a bulk of the film. I think that they can bend a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to see it in the Superman, with Batman's suit a little bit, but the audience went crazy for the eyes in that suit, and it wasn't because it was his, Dark Knight Returns suit. It was because we've all wanted to see Batman with white eyes in the film forever.
No, I think so. I mean, I think that there is a way for them to use the wide eyes, like not so much of just light, like for instance the Dark Knight, where Christian Bale was using those wide lenses to see through things, right?
Yeah. Make
But
it a
something like
practical
inside
application.
the eyes that he can put,
Something.
you can still see motion in his eyes, but it's
Mhm.
white. You
Yeah.
can still
Yeah.
see it. There's going to be some technology that's going to show that in the next film, probably. So who knows? Maybe.
Yeah.
The Bale version really killed it when they did that scene with the white eyes in the building, man. It made sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saw through the walls and everything.
I couldn't get on board with Bell's voice at all. I couldn't.
Oh no, he always thought he had
You know what ruined
glasses.
those
Smoking
movies?
10 packs a day.
I tell you what ruined those movies. College Humor and Pete Holmes ruined.
Oh
those
my
movies for me.
god, yo.
After watching that parody of Dark Knight Rises, like
Hilarious,
no
dude.
movie,
Oh my
I can't
god,
take it
that's so
seriously
funny.
anymore.
So
It's
funny,
just
yo.
like iconic. It just,
Yeah.
Where the
Hard to
other
go back,
drums
man.
What are
Joe,
you-
going?
Joe, what do you
if I
think, bro?
Push this red button, there'll be an explosion.
Joe,
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Joe, what do you think about this, bro?
So I've heard a lot of things from my friends, like Hanson, that pussy's not my Batman. He sucks. He doesn't have the physicality.
That was me.
I've been around fighters for over 30 years, and I've been around military combatives, Tony Blauer, Spear System, all sorts of stuff. And you would think that you have to be a bodybuilder or a certain type of individual to inflict damage on somebody. And I've seen some very unassuming dudes put the hurt on people on the daily.
Yeah.
And I think that this is going to be the most visceral, raw Batman that we've seen on screen to date, because it's Batman Year One, and he's learning. And I think Pattinson actually has the depth from like the Rover, the Lost City of Z, the Lighthouse, Waiting for the Party. I mean, the list goes on. The guy's got range.
Yeah.
So I trust Matt Reeves.
Oh, stop it.
And I really trust Pattinson to deliver something here.
Yeah.
And I really think that it's going to come together really, really good. And I'm hopeful, and I think they're going to crush it. I really think that they're just going to crush it.
Yeah.
And, it's like, that one scene in the trailer where he's on top of the dude, he just ground and pound. And he didn't stop.
Yeah.
So
that scene, man.
And I just think
Ben Affleck, man.
The best attribute for me for Batman is his mind.
Yeah.
He beats superheroes because he outthinks them. He has a contingency plan upon a contingency plan for everybody in the Justice League.
Yeah.
This guy is the world's greatest detective.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see that portrayed on the screen.
We haven't really seen it yet.
Chops.
Not
yet.
Not since '89.
No.
Yeah.
So
he's 10 times ahead of everybody else.
Exactly.
Bale did a little bit.
It's just he's just been in bad films. That's it.
I couldn't.
He has the potential.
I was probably Bell. Anyway,
He did a little.
That's just my thoughts.
Detective
no, Joe, I like that. I mean, it on point, like literally on point with that. I mean, and I'm hoping that we do get we see that cerebral assassin, with this individual, because like I said, even with the trailer, I've seen in the trailer, just the trailer alone, I've seen a range of anger that I've never seen in any of the other films. And that to me was phenomenal. Like, bro, like just the one, and like I said, I don't really want to give too much away, but it was one particular car scene where you see the rage in him when he's driving. It was incredible.
Yeah.
Like that part was just fucking incredible. But anyway, Brendan, what's your take on it, bro?
Oh boy.
Start.
Oh boy.
Man, anybody who was like, "Oh, this Batman movie, the Robert Pattinson's gonna suck," man, you is stupid.
Yes.
This movie is gonna be good.
Totally not what I thought Brendan was gonna say.
Yeah, I was gonna be the opposite.
Movie,
I was gonna go opposite.
People can be doubtful of Pattinson without them being stupid, though. I mean,
I'm being dramatic. I'm not like they're not actually stupid, but kind of they are.
Look, this trailer looked great. There's so much to unpack. There's so much that I really dig about this. I think the suit and the cowl I'm on board with. I love it. This is a kind of thing where, yeah, we're all psyched about seeing a detective noir style. I mean, noir, literally as a film and novel genre, is like by far my favorite. It's what I read nonstop. I watch classic noir movies. I absolutely love it. This, I think, is going to feel the closest, based on what we've got in the trailer. We'll see the actual final movie, but is going to feel the closest to Detective Comics. Is going to feel the closest to what we're used to with that detective side of things that we haven't seen in the films. But I also think I don't think it's going to start out that way, because I think what this movie is going to be is not another, my parents die in an alley origin of Batman, like we've gotten however many origins of Spider-Man and stuff. This is not going to be an origin of Bruce Wayne as Batman story. This is going to be an evolution of Batman story.
Yes.
All right, and those are different things. Like Lael said, the rage that we see in this is early Batman when he's going out and he wants to hurt motherfuckers. He's going to go out and he's not necessarily going to kill some bad guys, but he's going to kneecap some sons of bitches. He's going to put you in the hospital before you go to prison. Okay? He's going there's that one shot where he's down beating the piss out of the dude, and Zoe Kravitz as Selena Kyle is looking at him scared shitless, seeing the rage that he's unleashing on this dude.
Yeah.
We're gonna see Batman, and he's also Robert Pattinson and other sources have also said that he spends more time in this film in the suit and in the cowl than he does out of it as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah,
that's great.
This is a Batman story, and what we're going to see is the evolution of Batman from that early years where he's got all this money, he's got all this training, he's got all this ability, and he's going out there and he's just cracking skulls and he's destroying these guys. And over the course of this movie, I think it's going to be him learning to control that rage. And when he says, "I'm vengeance," I think that's what he feels like at the beginning of the movie, and he's evolving from vengeance to justice.
Right.
And I think that's the journey that we're going on in this film, and that will then set up, future films. But that's something that we haven't seen before. We've seen like some, rage of, about their kind of origins and stuff, but this is different. This is going to be, like I said, an evolution of Batman. That year one Batman becoming the more measured one, still tortured, but more measured one that we get later on. So I think that's going to be really interesting. I'm super psyched about that. I also think that, we already know that Paul Dano is a great actor, and I think he's going to be great as the Riddler. I like this more serial killer kind of Zodiac style of Riddler, rather than a goofy, just asking like silly question, jokes, riddles. Like, this is going to be a really, really awesome character. But I think we're all expecting that. I think the sleeper in this movie is going to be Colin Farrell as the Penguin.
Oh, man.
Colin Farrell is an actually a really amazing actor. If you watch some of like way back in the day, this movie called Tigerland, that he was in a Vietnam War movie. But then you look at him even in the way he transforms himself in The Gentleman, the Guy Ritchie movie that came out a couple years back. He's a really good actor, and you look at him as the Penguin in these trailers and TV spots, and you don't see Colin Farrell. He's
I didn't know it was him.
Completely transformed. The voice that we hear and the delivery of the lines that we hear, especially when he's in that car being chased in the trailer.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I think, and now he knows his role in this movie, because he's said it on multiple occasions. He's not in it that much, and he's not the focal point. He's not the main villain of this movie.
Like it.
But he's in it, and I think he's going to play a larger role in subsequent movies. And they've also talked about having him play a role in some HBO Max films and TV series too. So I think he's going to be a sleeper in this that people are going to be like, holy shit, that is an amazing version of the Penguin, because we haven't seen the Penguin on screen, with the exception since Danny DeVito. I mean, we basically got a young, skinny version on the Fox TV show Gotham, and then we got we basically just had video games. We haven't really seen a really, really awesome, in-depth Penguin on screen for a long time, and I think this is going to, and he's going to have that mobster kind of mentality that we didn't get from DeVito's version. I think he's going to be the real sleeper in this movie, so I think there's a lot to really be excited about here.
Yeah, and I really
like a
hope
Soprano
that,
version.
Yeah,
right. And this movie seems really dark, and we've seen movies with DC that are like, for instance, The Joker. Look, that movie's amazing.
Yeah.
I at the same time hope this movie's R. I mean, it's super dark. I don't think this is for kids. I mean, if you see the scenes,
it won't be R.
Kid friendly.
No,
it won't be. Yeah,
no way.
I don't think it needs to be.
At least a hard PG-13.
Hard
PG-13, but no kids.
They'll walk the line.
Yeah, they'll find some way to do it.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I think there is. I mean, I get you though, Vinny, because there is a lot of, as much as I see in how good this film has the potential to be, and I think it will be good. I think it will be great. It'll be, but I can understand that where the hesitation might be with a lot of people, especially a lot of it was with the comments that he was making during.
Yeah, that's more my reservation than Twilight,
you know what I mean.
Or anything.
It was just a lot of just the comments that he was making about he doesn't feel as though he needs to be extra fit, and I get that. I get that because you don't. But at the same time, Batman doesn't have to be the biggest individual, but there has to be a level of physicality, with this character.
And we definitely got that in the trailer.
Well,
so this is what I'm saying. Like I want to see that. Did he freeze? Yeah, he froze for a second. I want to see that, but I'm just hoping for a good film. I'm hoping that they need a win in their column. Sure, but I mean, come on. I mean, given the history of the director, I trust him. I really, really do trust him.
Yeah.
I trust the simple fact that he will deliver a piece, a good piece. And I'm hoping, my biggest thing is that I'm hoping WB stayed the fuck out of the way. Like, I literally hope they did. I hope they stayed out of the way and they gave him room to breathe with this film. You know what I mean? If you had that same momentum when you gave us the standalone Joker, you had the same, momentum, with some of these films that you've gotten great responses off of because you didn't lay hands on it. You stayed away. So that's my thing. Stay the fuck away from this film and let them do what they do and just bring you some bread. That's it. Look, just stay out of the way and you'll get your money.
Also, one positive thing to point out on this, though, is that the director of photography, the cinematographer on this movie, is Greg Fraser. Same guy who shot Rogue One.
Yep.
Wow.
Right? This man has an eye. And you look at the visual style of this trailer, and it looks gorgeous. I'm telling you, this movie visually I think is really, really going to sell what we want out of a Batman movie, because he's got an amazing eye and he knows what he's doing.
Jedi K, what were you going to say?
A lot of people, I think, were apprehensive in the beginning of this film because he was saying, like, he doesn't need to work out to be Batman. But that turned me out like, what? He doesn't need to work out. This guy works out every day. I mean, in the comics. You see what I'm saying?
For sure.
So it's like, that's what kind of like made me fall back a little bit. And then Twilight made me fall back. But then I thought about Lighthouse. Lighthouse was a dope film, bro.
It was a dope ass film, bro.
Bro, bro, you gotta watch it though. His range in Lighthouse, I forgot all about Twilight. You know what I'm saying?
Bruh.
When I saw
But
Lighthouse,
he hated the Twilight movies. He
And he
did it
hates
because
Twilight. He
he was
hates it.
early in his career and he
He
was a
hates it.
paycheck. That's
Right.
it.
He hates
He's like, dude, don't ask me about.
Right.
People ask him about, are you team this? Or he's like, I just got paid, man. I can't
That's
stand
it.
that stuff. I didn't
He
read the
hates it,
books.
so
Like,
I kind of respect that more. You know what I'm saying? But it's like,
Yeah.
you know, only thing, and then another thing that scares me too, when because Catwoman's in the film, I don't want him to tell her that he's Bruce Wayne all the time, or right away.
Yeah, I want.
Like that's the only I'm scared about that too, because every time Batman gets a piece of whatever,
Yeah.
he always ends up telling the chick, Vicky Vale, Catwoman, Natalia.
they can't avoid doing it
Bro.
on screen. It's the same thing with all the
Talia al
CW
Ghul,
shows. People's
Oh,
secret
I'm
identity
Bruce
lasts for
Wayne.
5 seconds, and then they
I'm
have a
Bruce
team
Wayne.
of like 12.
Oh my God! Every Batman
know.
film, Val Kilmer, all of them told it. They all told, "Oh, I'm really Bruce Wayne." Oh my God!
Yeah.
This,
And
So-
for me,
not in this
personally,
film,
like,
not yet.
yeah, just keep it a secret until like maybe the
Yeah,
second or
until
third
part
film.
2 maybe or something. Not
And
now.
speaking of a second film, you know, if this movie does hit, if we get a sequel, I hope we get an introduction of Dick Grayson.
That'd
Maybe
be dope.
not as Robin yet, but
He'd
like
be
towards
young.
the end, you know.
Yeah,
hope
because
we
I
get
feel
Yeah.
like
Dick
this
Grayson in the
Batman
second
is
film.
too young to have to
Yeah.
for
Not
us to
yet.
have Dick Grayson.
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
Not
part
yet.
2. Part 2.
Part two, I could
Yeah.
see it. Not now, like not
I
like
don't
you
know.
know, but like
I don't even
part
think
two.
I don't even know if in part 2. Remember, I
We
mean,
have to time
he's-
jump.
he's year 1, year
Yeah.
2 right now.
Yeah.
And you know, Robin, I mean, again, I feel like Robin will look way too close in age to him. Like he needs to be older. I don't think bringing somebody in like Robin just yet makes a lot of sense.
Do you think we'll get a uniform shift at the end? I'm thinking
Yeah,
so.
we're gonna have a uniform shift.
Yeah,
I'm
they'll
thinking
probably
so.
tease a new design,
New
like, at the
cow,
end
new
of the movie.
design, white eyes. I hope, bro. White eyes.
Again, like I said, they will, and that's what a lot of people didn't understand about this outfit. That you know we are dealing with year 1, year 2. There's changes, you know, and there's going to be an evolution with this particular character. But I'm hopeful. I know pretty much everybody out in the chat. I know you're hopeful for this. You know, I can't wait. You know, for it.
That's
I think
gonna be
DC
dope, bro.
they're setting themselves up for a pretty decent slate of films. So I'm definitely excited about it. You know, I'll be more excited when Vinny finally watches the trailers after he watches the film, and then you'll be able to tell me what you
Yeah.
think.
He's not gonna watch
Yeah.
it, so fuck it.
After the film.
After the film, he's gonna go back and watch. He does that. He'll watch it right
Yeah.
afterwards. So we'll basically say anyway. It's been a great show, man. Like I said, we ran over. We always do, but we ran over. But
There was
other
a
than that,
lot
it
to
was
go over tonight.
it was a lot to go over with
Yeah.
fandom. But I mean, I'm glad we touched on some very important matters, and thanks guys. Thanks for jumping in. Thanks for everybody out in the chat. Let me just address y'all real quick before we actually go to the panel.
Yeah, did you see
Shout out to
Joe Mama's comment? It's because KG wants to play Dick Grayson.
That's funny.
There you go.
We
There you
got
go.
we got Cuervo 383 in the building. We got what's that? Badfish 5447 link in the building. We have Bloodsport. Thanks for coming through as always. We got Crumble Zone 115. Thank you for coming through. Single songwriter, my man, all day, every day. Thank you for coming through. Ben Thomas. We got Mark's Chats in the building. We got what is that? Freddie Cardenavsk in the building. Joe Mama 007. Thank you for always coming through. Who else we got? Tobar in the building. We got let's see here. Lynch Design as always. We got who else we got here? Malachi Mabane, my guy. Thank you for coming through.
Yeah.
As always. Who else we got? Jay Martinez in the building. Jackson Dovo. We got my man Vinny. We got let's see here. Who else we got in here? But yeah, Mike Fiala we got in here. Thank you for coming through as always, Mike. Yeah, we got quite a few.
A lot of people.
Mafia.
Yeah, Six Scale Mafia for coming through.
Yeah, Mafia.
Sarah, thank you for coming through as always.
Single
Latoya T,
songwriter.
my baby, thank you
That's
for coming
dope.
through. Yeah, that's funny. That is funny.
That's
That's what it. Hey, Vinny, that's exactly what it feels like. Yo, romper room, bro.
segment.
Romper room. Chess Verdun is in the building as always. That's what it always feels like, bro. That's what it. That's you know what. Next time, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get a fucking mirror, bro, and I'm just gonna be like, I see y'all. I'm gonna do that shit. I'm gonna do that shit too. Like next show, next Monday, you watch. As a matter of fact, next Monday is my birthday, so you damn right I'm doing that shit on the show. So yes, we will do that on the show. But thanks everybody for coming through. It's been a blast. You know, I think basically Fandom just spoke a lot. We'll probably have like comic represent or recommendations next week. It's too much to carry over. We got too much going on tonight. Vinny, what's going on with you, bro? What can we see from you coming up next, man?
Man, I'm just still grinding through Inktober, man. So like I'm halfway through the month. Every day a new piece. So I've been just swamped with dealing with that. But it's been so much fun, and you've been turning them out, throwing them all on my IG and Facebook, and other than that, just looking forward to getting to some other pieces after I get through with that. I got I'm still buzzing off of Comic-Con last week.
Oh
and
God.
we got we got Eternals right around the corner. We got man, there's just so much stuff.
I was just watching, and I'm gonna go back and watch it. I have it paused right now, but they were showing the red carpet for tonight. So I'm gonna go back and watch it.
Man.
Angelina Jolie looked amazing, bro.
For
As
Eternals?
always.
Always.
Yeah, definitely. But you anything else? As a matter of fact, because we do got Eternals. This is next film, right?
Yeah, that's right around the corner.
Wait a minute.
2 weeks.
When's Horror Fest, bro?
Horrorthon is the 30th.
Okay.
So
okay,
Horrorthon is
cool.
30th. For those who know, I like get a string of obscure gems that not like classics, but obscure gems that no one's seen before, and screen them here with ridiculous surround sound and bass and shit like that. And it's the best. It's the best, man. It's like it rattles the house, gets everybody like it's a great time. Just have a party and watch the crazy messed up horror films.
Crazy fucking films. Like the first time I seen Hereditary was at his film, and I did not want to go home. That shit was fucking freaky, bro.
The goal is always to have at least 2 or 3 films where everyone's Vinny, where the hell you find this shit?
Yeah.
That's the type of film I like showing.
That's the always happen. My man, Butt Naked Assassin. What's up? What you got coming up?
Just spoiled, man. He gonna send you some pictures, bro. You watch. It's coming.
What kind of pictures are you talking about?
I don't know. I don't
At
trust
least
you,
they'll
man.
be professional looking.
That's true. See, that's true. The lighting will be on point.
A little bit.
No, man, I got just actually.
Oh shit!
I got my my Alex Ross wall set up now. Actually,
Nice.
so
Cool.
that's nice. I got my X-Men Children of the Atom HD aluminum print in. It's on this wall, so that's nice. Yeah, we got our stream on Wednesday, and then we got another one on Thursday, right? Star Wars on Thursday.
I gotta get on the
tomorrow. I'm gonna go. Tomorrow I'm gonna go film some wolves. So yeah,
sick.
That's what I'm doing. I got probably the last shoot on this wolf documentary tomorrow. So I get up in the morning and go film some wolves up close and personal, and that's my day. Yeah.
Say word.
Oh man.
Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. KG Chalamet. Where's my tickets?
I mean, you see my name right there. It says hashtag on my ticket.
So what you got going on? What's coming up for you, bro?
No, man,
or HBOMAX, exactly, right?
No, man, I'm glad I came on. I want to talk about Batman. I had time to come on and just talk about Batman. But yeah, man, hopefully next week we have a live stream. And yeah, KG Collector, that's my channel. And also, if you guys want to check me on Instagram, KG_Collector. And yeah, that's pretty much for me, man.
That's what's up. And come on, man, you got something else you need to plug.
No.
Doom.
Come on, Doom, bro.
Doom.
You ain't gonna plug Doom, bro?
Let's do it.
Are you seriously not gonna
Don't
plug
worry,
Doom,
it's
bro?
all you, man. You keep talking about it.
Are
I don't
you
need to
not gonna
anything.
plug Doom? Everybody
We're
out here in
ready
the
for
chat
Doom,
wants you to
bro.
plug Doom, bro. Come on,
We're
man.
ready
Plug
for it.
Doom.
Come on,
You're
man.
plugging it too much. I don't need to plug it anymore. I keep talking about what I do, so there's no point in plugging it.
I want my T-shirt, bro. Something, man.
I want my
he's
ticket.
suing Dune on. He's getting with Scarlett Johansson. He wants the HBO Max cut.
Yo, Jedi
Shit.
Kid, what's going on, bro? What you got going on? Man?
I just finished up physical therapy. Today I go back again for my lower back. Like next week. So I'm doing good. I'm feeling a lot better. Thank God.
Good.
I pick up Rescue tomorrow, Miles tomorrow, Death Watch Mando.
Miles.
I can't
Oh,
wait, bro, for
Death-
that Miles, bro. I cannot wait. And
I think it might be the best 6 scale they've made of Spider-Man yet.
really,
That
dude,
Miles
I
looks
cannot wait.
phenomenal.
And I
The
get
suit
Lando
looks good.
tomorrow too.
I hope they use that suit material for every Spider-Man moving forward.
Do you think it's durable?
It's a
Do you
different
think
material?
It will last
Yes.
longer?
Yes.
Okay.
And much easier to pose. Dude, I really love
That's for
like
everybody.
the advanced suit is my favorite
Oh, yes,
suit.
Death Watch.
But that Miles is probably the best
Dope.
mechanically, like
I
structurally
can't wait.
suit that they have made. And yeah, that suit is going to be super forgiving, and it's a lot easier to pose because there's not as
Different-
much padding.
Wow.
So
underneath
how's the
it.
body?
It's-
Like you can really pose it?
Yes.
As far as like,
Yep.
oh my God. So no
Because
restrictions.
like the
kinda.
advanced suit, right? It has like more like muscle to it, like more padding, so
Yeah.
that limits articulation somewhat. Miles
yeah.
is shorter and slimmer, still like athletic, still muscular, but he doesn't have a lot of that extra padding. And this suit, the material, dude, it moves so easy. You're gonna love posing this guy.
Dude, I
Hell
cannot
yeah.
wait, bro. I can't wait to get that thing tomorrow,
you
man.
will not be disappointed when you get that piece in your hand.
The
bro.
lightning
Like,
bolts and everything on his head. I cannot
Bro.
wait, bro.
The Venom
I
Strike
love it.
effects are actually really good. Yeah.
Yeah, the Venom Strike is like
man.
pretty much, bro. It's definitely on point. So once you get it, in
You're gonna
hand,
have fun.
You will have some fun with that.
I'm
piece,
excited
man.
for that one really more, and Miles and Death Watch over anything. I know Rescue's
Yeah.
gonna be dope. The Rescue figure
Bro.
looks awesome, but that Death Watch, oh, I've been waiting for that. I
Yeah,
might
when
get like another. I might get like 2 more of them too, bro.
Jedi
Bro,
Kid,
like
have
a
you
team.
seen that Instagram post by 1/6 photographer with that Death Watch Mando when he's showing his hand like this? Is like that scene in
Yeah.
season 1. Oh my God!
No,
Yeah, it's
somebody
so
posed it out like that.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
incredible.
man!
It's decent.
Dude, I'm telling you,
Oh,
open
dude.
Miles last though, because if you open him first, you're not gonna open the other ones.
Yeah.
Oh
You,
shit!
like,
All right.
you won't open the other ones for another day or two because you're just gonna be.
I open Miles
Open
last
Miles
time, bro. 'cause
Most-
it's
yeah,
like a lot
Miles
of
is on
stuff in
point.
it. A lot of stuff came with him too, though, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's on
that's the.
point. Yeah, it's decent.
Shit!
It's definitely super
I cannot
I'm
wait,
telling you,
bro.
it's simple but effective. I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Definitely
yeah,
super
Yeah.
dope,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Yeah, my man Lynch, Joe, thank you for coming through tonight, bro. I really do thank you for
Absolutely.
coming through. I'm glad
Lynch
you
is the
came
man.
in, man. Lynch is the
Yes,
man.
sir.
I cannot wait. I can't wait to Wednesday when we have that conversation. Like I said, because it's Wednesday's show is going to be geared towards, definitely inclusivity, or it's actually going to
Right.
be, diversity when it comes to collecting, and also diversity when it comes to collecting and figures in general. So
That's awesome.
definitely that's what it's going to be geared towards. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, man, what Lynch Design? What you got coming up, man?
Just a lot of work. You can look at my professional work at Lynch Designed on Instagram or
Yes.
ArtStation,
Awesome.
Yes.
And that's about it. Just hustling.
Yeah, hustle, bro. And your
I'm
hustle is
following
on
you now.
point. His hustle is on point, bro. Trust me.
It
following
is.
him right
It's,
now.
it's simply amazing. Those pieces are incredible. Yes, follow all these guys. Also, don't forget, as always, follow the 1/6 Scale Man YouTube channel. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that like button, subscribe, prepare, share as much as you can. Again, I'm getting out of the review game and just getting more into like the posing. So you'll see like posing tutorials from me, from now on. It's just basically, I'll just feel comfortable with it. It's fun for me now. And, I get a lot of air to breathe and space to kind of just explore and, pretty much push the imagination. So I'm excited about that. Always, tune in on Mondays for Comic Book Talk with Friends, where you see these amazing guys here. On Wednesdays, we have Say What. Like I said, it's going to be geared towards figure commentation, and anything pop culture. So that's going to be definitely an interesting talk. So like again, our show on Wednesday will be about diversity and collecting. So stay tuned for that. It'll be a great panel. And then on Thursday nights, we will actually have the Uncivilized Scoundrels. So definitely you want to tune in for that. It's going to be a great show. But yeah, like tonight was incredible. And just tune in next week where we'll have more to talk about. Who knows what's going to be released, what information that we're going to get. But you best believe you're going to get it here. So, again, I appreciate everybody out in the chat. We love you guys. And again, I mean, come on, man. Just spread love. Be kind to your fellow man. As always, like this group is, definitely a channel where you can come in and feel like you're welcome and at home. And this is the way we want you to feel all the time, every day, all day. So on behalf of me and the crew, we love y'all. Be kind to everybody. Peace and love.
Peace.
Peace.